to the Fandom Zone. And tonight, I have some very intriguing topics, some interesting stuff. Some things covered by other people, but screw it. I'm going to cover it here on the channel because, I do this late, which is kind of a good and a bad thing because it's a good thing because I get some ideas. It's a bad thing because I get all of my news during the day and then I have to kind of rehash it with my own spin on it at night. So before we get started, welcome almost a staple here in late night talks. You should just put you on our list here. But welcome,
Hey.
Cyber. How are you doing tonight?
I am all right. Do I need to plug my stuff, or does everybody know what I do?
I think everyone does know what you do, but in case we have anyone who doesn't know what you do that may pop in or watch it later, go ahead and give us a little summary of your channel before we get started, and then I address the fine people here in the chat.
Okay. Game videos and bullshit Gears 5 video this Friday. All right.
There we go. So
I
if you like
think that's what I'm going to do now for my presentation.
For the foreseeable future, dude, Gears 5 is going to take you forever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I still haven't played it since the first week because I wanted to catch up with editing videos and then making sure they get out there and not forgetting the names of them.
Oh, God, I got so many videos I got to drop, man. I think one day I'm just going to drop 5 simultaneously. People are going to get notifications and go, what the fuck is going on? So,
yeah. The original name for this one isn't even the name I thought of it weeks ago when I originally chopped them in half. Oh, well.
So, welcome everybody to Late Night Talks. PB will be jumping in here simultaneously. So, I'm on a Star Wars band. We'll have Stevie reviews, Stevie J. He brought us some great articles, and maybe we'll have Stig pop on by. So who knows? And maybe we will have the Lonely Man from Lonely Mountain popping on by. Who knows? I have no clue. PB, don't talk to me about notifications. I sent it out. I put your name in it, and I put it in our group chat. Okay? I can't be expected to do more than that.
I mean, yeah, the Lonely Man will join us unless his channel got hijacked by Darth Lonely again.
Oh, yeah, Darth Loneliness. I've been trying to get that villain on. I got to talk to him. Me and Darth Lonely should do a villain stream together. But tonight we got some great stuff coming to you guys live. Got some interesting articles. What are you? No notifications?
I just got a notification for your stream on YouTube.
Talk about YouTube, guys. I have no clue. Yes, Tommy, he has been consumed by the loneliness. So, welcome everybody. Let's get started. I'm going to address the chat. We have the Senate who came in earlier and said, yay. Good to see you, Senate, if you're still here and lurking. We have Rosetta Allen. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here and watching the channel. We have Tommy. We have PB, who will be jumping in here later. We have Butterfingers. We have Curtis YZ. Good to see you, Curtis. And I believe I had everyone. I said Tommy, right? I want to make sure that I get everyone. It's been a long, long day for me. I had to do a kickboxing cardio class, which is different from my normal Taekwondo. So, yeah, I'm exhausted and sore. No amount of stretching can prepare you for a cardio class. But anyways, tonight I've got some interesting topics for you. Some things that have been making rounds. And the first topic was brought to you in part by Perp Minded, who hopefully will be jumping in here as well. The Purple Man, he's been busy doing his snowfall and all the other things that he's covering. So I don't know how he has so much time to watch like 50 shows, but that's what he does. Anyways, we have a super chat. Super chat from Rosetta Allen, who says, "Thank you. Can't stay long, but I miss watching you BS your way through reading stuff at General Zod. P.S. I empathize with long days, about 12 hours of hiking in the Badlands." Oof, that sounds like quite a hike. But yeah, he did bring up some interesting topics, and I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna jump right into one of the topics because this has been making its rounds, Cyber, and I want to get your thoughts on what you think of this because it's quite ridiculous. With the PCs and the gender neutral and all of that garbage. So Mattel is jumping into the fray, and they have an article that's out, and it says why Mattel is releasing the first gender neutral dolls. Gender neutral dolls.
100%. Don't need to play it. First of all, this is 100% marketing. Two, there's no way these are going to guy kids at all. Because they don't. It's not like the Hot Wheels where you can give them to anyone and people will like them. Fucking.
I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I never liked dolls, any kind of dolls. So
dolls are fucking creepy.
I know they are creepy. They are creepy. Thank you. I never got. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Chucky, and the whole premise of Chucky was he was a doll who killed people. So I said, I was not going to endorse dolls because they're creepy as shit. And you ever see those like old Victorian dolls?
Fuck, it doesn't need to be a Victorian doll. It just needs to be a Raggedy Ann doll. Then you throw it in a glass case because it's a demon.
Oh, God.
That doll's name is Annabelle.
Oh, God.
It's in fucking Massachusetts, Rhode Island over there.
And you know what's fucked up about that is that's a real haunted, creepy-ass doll.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't foresee someone going, "Oh, I got to get a gender-neutral doll for my kid because I'm about being gender-neutral." But you know what? Let's dive into this article because everyone has been talking about this. And really quick, if you guys haven't seen this, go check out the Lonely Banters channel after you're done watching me, of course. LB did a read of an article about this as well. I believe he also covered another topic we're going to be covering tonight. But I'm going to wait for PB for that because it has to do with Star Wars. So,
I want to say Hasbro hasn't done something like this, but they did the Miss Monopoly. But when that came out, I'm like, they're just doing this to get all the fucking money and the troll people because that's what they did with the Monopoly Millennial Edition, which just made fun of
Monopoly.
Yeah, they just made fun. They're just making fun because I know Hasbro, like people are like, about it. I'm like, no, guys, they're just doing it to make a bunch of fucking money, okay? And they're also doing it to troll a lot of people because with each of those ones, people fucking
it's a clear troll job.
Yeah.
So, a doll for everyone. Meet Mattel's gender-neutral doll. A child opens a box. He starts jumping and screaming with joy. Not an unusual sound in the halls of Mattel's headquarters where researchers test new toys. But this particular toy is a doll. And it's rare for parents to bring boys into these research groups to play with dolls. It's rarer for a boy to immediately attach himself to one the way Shays just did.
Hasn't Ken existed for years?
Yeah, but Ken's a straight white male.
Yeah, but no, technically, he could be the first gender neutral one because he does not have a fucking penis.
Yeah. You might be right. This isn't a new concept.
No, it's a new concept.
Right. No, we can't go there. This is just.
I'm going there. I'm going.
Super chat. Zod, Tommy is saying your blow up doll counts as liking dolls. Thank you. I agree, Tommy. An 8-year-old who considers himself gender fluid, Jesus Christ,
That's not a
and
thing.
whose favorite
Sorry.
color is black one week and pink the next.
Sounds
Shay
bipolar to me.
sometimes plays with his younger sister's dolls at home, but they're girly princess stuff. He says dismissively, "This doll, with its prepubescent body and childish features, looks more like him, right down to the wave and the bleached blonde bangs. The hair is just like mine," she says, swinging his head in tandem with the dolls. Then he turns to the playmate in the toy testing room, a 7-year-old girl named Jezza, and says, "Should I put on the girl hair?" Shay fits a long blonde wig on the doll's head, and it's suddenly no longer an avatar for him, but for his sister. The doll can be a boy, a girl, neither, or both. And Mattel, which calls this the world's first gender-neutral doll, is hoping to launch on September 25th, redefines who gets to play with a toy traditionally deemed taboo for half the world's kids.
So it can
Go
be,
ahead.
it can be both a boy or a girl. Wait, isn't that what fucking imagination is? You could already detect. You could take Legos such as the minifigures and say that Lego is that, whatever the fuck I want it to be, or this thing is that, because it's a child's imagination, and you don't need to like pander to this shit at all, because child's imagination is whatever they want to be. If they want a
Yeah.
box and say that's a guy, and then they take like a crayon and say that's a girl and that they're in a romantic relationship, they can, because that's fucking imagination. This kid to grab any toys and stuff, it can be whatever they want. It's open. It's just an open playground. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You
Apparently
don't need
not.
this shit. You don't need this shit. Kids have imagination, and you gotta let that, and you gotta keep that open for them, and not
But
try to
see,
shut it down or think it's something else.
But see, that's the thing, Husky. They don't want to do that. They want to force kids into this direction. I mean, let's go back. How old is this kid? 8 years old. 8 years old. Hold on. I like to highlight. Oh, for the love of
I was eating
goddamn
dirt when I was 8.
8 years old and already is calling himself gender fluid. You know that doesn't come from an 8-year-old child. That's the parents saying, "Oh yeah, Shay, you can be gender fluid. It's okay." You know, I bring this back to the parenting, man. Like you said, when we were kids growing up, right? You're told you want to have a different character for your toys. Use your fucking imagination. That's all you got to do. I mean, you want
PB's in, let him
Han
in.
Solo, and you don't have Han Solo, right? In your
Yeah.
Lego set, fucking draw Han Solo. Put a little brown vest on him. You know, have a little gun. Bam, you have Han Solo. Parents don't even have to go out and buy it.
Yeah, let PB in.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's ridiculous. Welcome, PB.
I don't want to hear about these children that are calling themselves seamen. That's the only thing that is gender fluid.
So, PB, let me ask you something, because Cyber just brought up a great point here. He said, remember the good old days where we used our fucking imagination? I mean, I don't know about you, but my folks couldn't always afford the newest and hottest toy that was out. So you took a toy and you pretended it was the fucking toy you wanted. And, you know, you maybe jazzed it up a bit, put something on it, and bam, you had your toy you wanted. You didn't have to sit here and pay $29.99 so you can get a fucking gender fluid toy.
Yes, I remember walking around in the woods looking for the perfect stick because you have to have the right stick or else it's not a gun.
Yeah, the only time I wanted the hottest toy.
Yeah, you had to have the stick with the handle that comes down and then slightly goes out because you don't want it to go out too much because then it's a shotgun. Like I always
Exactly.
like the smaller guns. I like the 9mm Beretta. So I was very specific.
The only hottest toy I kind of wanted, but I didn't even think it was the hottest toy until, I didn't realize that until, everyone was talking. But I wanted because I thought they were cool. It was like, those Bakugans, then Skylanders for a time just because I liked the game, but then it came tedious, really fucking tedious. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, Skylanders. That was where it was at. I like the Skylanders series.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Barbie breasts on board, Ken-like shoulders. Each doll in the Creatable World series looks like a slender 7-year-old with short hair. And I just like to bring something up, and I'm probably going to get hit for this, but pedophiles are going to love this line of toys because it could be a 7-year-old boy or girl. It's everybody's dream over here.
Wait. So it says like Ken arms Barbie's frame. Well, couldn't because I pretty sure that like figures the joints are attachable and detachable, right? Can't you rip up the arms and connect them to the other things? I did that a couple of times with my action figures, but then I didn't like doing it that much. I mean, but the option was there. But when I was little, I'd always like rip off the heads. If somebody died, the show, yeah, that character's dead.
Right.
Yeah, we all did that, or set them on fire, or blow them up, or whatever.
If you had Star Wars action figures and you had Count Dooku and Anakin, you always recreated that scene because I know I did a lot.
Why wouldn't somebody?
Oh, jeez. So,
Hey, Zod.
Yes.
Rosetta says that you still can't read for shit.
Thank you. Glad you're here. Tell me that.
That's great.
I love Rosetta. She gives me some. And we have the author, Stephen Walton, in here. Welcome.
Stephen? Oh my God. I mean, I haven't talked. I don't think I've ever talked to him, but I'm pretty sure it's Steven.
Steven. Sorry. Steven, I apologize. Anyways, so there's more options here. There is it comes with a wig. It comes with lustrous locks. Jesus Christ, and a wardrobe befitting any fashion conscious kid with hoodies, sneakers, graphic t-shirts, and soothing greens and yellows. They put in soothing greens and yellows. Jesus Christ, New York Times, you have sunk low. And camo pants.
Yellow is a soothing color?
Yellows and greens, yes.
Yellow reminds me of piss.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you're a dog, though.
Yeah, that's why the first thing I saw when PB made his yellow background, I thought it was piss.
Damn.
Upsetting.
I'm surprised you haven't added green to it for the football season, though.
I tried to add a Packer symbol and it wasn't working out right because you couldn't really see the Packer symbol behind it.
You don't need the symbol. You can just like alternate like yellow, green. People get the point.
Interesting.
People will get the point. I will.
Right.
Mattel's first promotional spot for the $29.99 product features a series of kids who go by various pronouns.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
You mean like... Oh, I was going to say like him and her?
Okay, I know the him, her, them. What the fuck is exem?
What?
Where?
Highlight it. Xim. Is Xim.
What the fuck is that?
Xim.
That's not a thing.
It's an alien.
It's a typo.
No. I take offense to that. Being from Krypton, okay? It wouldn't be Exim, it'd be Kryptonian. or Kandorian.
It's people
Not
with a
Zine.
detachable penis. You guys ever heard that song?
Oh God.
I mean, maybe.
My
How old is
brother,
it?
I don't know. My brother knows the group and the song, and he played it. It's kind of a stupid song, but yeah, it exists.
I don't think that's a real fucking word, though.
I don't think it's a real word either. If it is, I have
XEM is not a word.
Gzim. That's what I'm saying. Gzim.
I guess. I don't know
And
what else. I don't know how else to pronounce it. Like, I'm in the dark at the moment. It's a new thing.
and the slogan is a doll line designed to keep labels out and invite everyone in. Wow.
I don't think these people understand, like, what labels are. Labels are meant to let you know what a thing is. It's
But
to let
no,
you know
maybe
what it is, so that when you, like, take off the packaging, you're not surprised. Think about that.
So,
The
this
label tells you what's under the packaging. Somebody tells you, hey, I'm a Zim. What the hell do you think they are?
Area 51.
Yes.
That's just
Like,
Yes.
Like, I mean, I would think that if you were out there trying to get a date and you're trying to date women, and you walk up to somebody and they say, I'm a Zim, you're like, I'm not looking for one of those, so I
I'm a
guess I'll go
Zim?
to a different bar.
I'm Azim. Isn't Azim a name? Azim?
I've
You said
Probably.
Azim.
Hold on a second.
So
No,
you said
we're gonna
I'm
do
Azim,
this
so I'm like,
shit.
oh, good.
I
Hello,
can't.
Azim.
Hold on. We're going to get educated here in the fandom zone.
I like
'Cause I have
Stephen Walton.
no
He
clue
said,
what a fucking zine is.
yeah, well, Stephen Walton says, boy or girl, there is no try.
Price charts. Nem
Love
price charts. That's what it is. Zoom in. I can't fucking see it. This is all blurry.
What the hell is this shit?
Zoom. I can't see.
Are they saying they're a price chart?
It's a price chart.
Coin base.
You know it, man.
Wait,
Money.
You didn't type XEM. This is NEM.
No, I typed XEM. XEM.
Yeah, and it searched NEM.
Yeah.
Like, in parentheses. Like, put XEM definition.
Okay.
Definition. Oh, yeah. We're going to want to see this. Get that dictionary. First result, Wikipedia, but dictionary. Wiktionary. They go to the source center.
Welcome to 2019. We ain't got a
Then go to-
dictionary. We got a
then,
Wiktionary because
What the-
dictionary is only for one gender.
Can we please look up the Urban Dictionary definition of it after this?
Yeah,
Please.
because this is not what does that say? It's pronoun that says
non-standard.
wait, no, what does it
Object.
say after non-standard?
Object case of XE.
Oh shit! Oh shit! In their haste to not objectify people, they've objectified people. Spectacular. Oh my fucking god! You got to be kidding me! Literally in the definition.
Like I don't. Hold on. Let's go to definitions.net. Folks, this is amazing. Like
I'd never heard of this one before.
Case. That's the first thing that comes up. Object case.
Of Z.
How to pronoun.
Urban Dictionary. Go to the Urban Dictionary. I want to know what they have on there.
Okay, let's go. Urban Dictionary.
Which
There it
is weird
is.
because you
Oh,
would
it's actually
think
right
that
there.
he would
Click
want
it
to
right
go
there.
to
It's
the
right there.
Suburban Dictionary.
It's right there. See it? It's right there.
Where?
Like I would go.
No,
if
no,
he,
right
you know,
there. It's in the Google results.
You know, with where the three of us are located, you would think Zod would be going to the Urban Dictionary, Husky would be going to the Suburban Dictionary, and I would be going to the Woodland Dictionary.
Hey, click it. Click it, click it, click it, click it.
What's taking so long, Zod?
What's it
There
say?
we
What's
go.
it say?
Also known as God.
Holy fucking shit!
The
They
best
took it
friend
to
of
another
Jesus.
level. Holy
best friend
shit!
of
They want to
Jesus.
be called fucking
Really
God.
starting to think this isn't a word. I really think this is a fucking word.
Scroll down, see if
Excuse me,
there's
this
other
word.
results. Are there other
This-
results, or is this the only one?
Dude, no,
That's it.
that's the only one. That's the only one.
Holy fuck!
The best friend of Jesus.
Yes, Trey. Yes, God is a pronoun now. What the fuck?
I tell you folks right now, this is a fucking made up word. The Urban Dictionary can't even find it. I mean, the Urban Dictionary can find anything.
You know, after this, I want us to make another stream where we just look up words on the Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary,
Yeah,
Oh,
we just start
God.
reading through them.
Jesus.
I mean,
Christ.
some of them are relatively reasonable. What the fuck? They want us to call them God, but in a neutral fashion. Because I'm sure most of the people, I would bet you most of the people that want to be called God don't believe in a God, period. Like, there's plenty of religions out there that believe in God. I bet they don't believe in none of them.
You know what? From now on, I want to be labeled as Zim.
Not happening.
I always joke around in like Discord and like say this person for God, you know, because server, whoever the server owner is, just do that. It's just joking around. Maybe I should start calling him Xim.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nobody will know what the hell you're talking about.
Start throwing the Urban Dictionary
You're gonna have
around,
to
man.
put the Urban Dictionary definition down for people to even understand what. Wow, with this over.
I thought it was a fucking typo, but after, doing a minimal amount of research, I just found out that they're just batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I want to know if it's the Urban Dictionary that they're looking up on it, or the just some word they thought they created, but it existed already.
It apparently existed as something else because it said currency the first time we brought it. So either they're calling themselves fucking currency or God. It's one of the two. Yeah, I want to identify as a penny. Today I'm going to identify as a penny or a dime. Maybe a nickel. Who knows?
I love that you picked all of the small ones. Like, you got a quarter, you got a 50-cent piece. Fuck, you even got a golden dollar. But he's like, you know what? I'm going to identify as that brown Abraham Lincoln circle.
Why wouldn't you? We love honest Abe.
Because they don't even have them in Australia. Everything there rounds off to 5 cents.
Well, Australia is a mythical land. We've already established this.
I guess. They probably got a bunch of Zims there.
Damn it,
Zims all over the place.
my mic is because I can hear myself through my mic, and it's only going to one ear right now, and it's pissing me off.
You need to
With
plug
this
your ear.
overt nod to trans and non-binary identities, definitely
Nah,
non-binary.
man, like, everybody's binary, nobody's trans. They'll get over it. Like, they just think that they are. They'll never change my mind either.
The company is betting on where it thinks the country is going, even if it means alienating a substantial portion of the population. A POG research survey conducted in 2017.
Did you say Paw research instead of Pew research?
I said
like,
POG.
I'm not even looking.
I put an A
No,
on it.
you said Paw. It's Pew.
Yep. Showed that while 76, because I like dogs, 76.
I wasn't even looking at the screen, but I knew that there was no such thing as Paw research unless we're talking about cyber doing research.
But it's an article. While 76% of the public supports parents steering girls to toys and activities traditionally associated with boys bullshit. Only 64%
Boys,
endorse
bullshit. What? Does it say that?
No, I
Oh,
said
you
it's
said bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only 64% endorse steering boys towards toys and activities associated with girls.
I
For
don't
years.
recall being
That's not
steered
gonna
towards any
happen.
fucking toys.
No,
Nope.
they're gonna say the crowd that is doing it. For years, millennial parents have pushed back against pink aisles. What? And blue aisles in toy stores in favor of gender neutral selections, often in the
Bullshit.
The
Like-
gender neutral section is fucking Legos, okay?
Yeah, that's the gender neutral section. Fucking Legos. Everybody loves the fact that you have a so-called pink aisle and blue aisle. Because then if you're a girl, you can go, hey, I don't have to go down the blue aisle because I know what I'm looking for is in the pink aisle, and vice versa. Because I'm sorry, we're talking about objective facts. Everyone has a gender.
Next thing you know, they'll be starting to sell toddler toys in the adult store.
You know what?
There's a reason these are all separated. It's organized.
Yep.
It's called
You
organization.
know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the fucking employees when this bullshit comes down the line, because you think people shopping are going to be confused. You're going to get that one new guy who goes, fuck, there isn't a blue or a pink aisle. It's green. Where the fuck am I putting the new fucking shield toy?
Mama Bear said not anymore. They make Legos for girls.
They do make a lineup of Legos, but I still think it's stupid because you could just buy any of them and build them. That's what people have been doing for
does
years.
that mean like they come in Easter colors or something?
No, they're just like pink box. That's it. They're just doing that to just make more money, just like how they have Disney product Lego sets.
Wait, so they're marketed on the outside of the box as girl Legos, but in reality they're all still the same on the
It's
inside.
just still the same fucking shit.
Hey, I want ice cream.
So, that's weird. So
Man's Mama Bear said boys get cars and fun stuff, girls get ice cream and shopping. And then I said, I want ice cream.
On that.
My
I
mom
love ice
actually played with Hot Wheels when she was younger because she had a bunch of brothers and one sister.
Well, see, there you go. There. Anyways, they've been fighting for gender neutral sections, often in the name of exposing girls to the building blocks and chemistry kits that foster interest in science and math, but are usually categorized as boys' toys. Major toy sellers. Okay, I want to stop right there. I never fucking liked the stupid chemistry sets and the fucking math set. I was never going shopping and going, you know what I want? I want a math set. I want to fucking learn how to do calculus, and I want to learn how to fucking do multiplication and stuff. That shit is boring. No, I wanted to blow shit up. Maybe the science set.
That's the only thing why you want the chemistry set, because you'll think
because you want to see what's next to blow something up.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit about the chemistry.
When you're a kid, you don't know until you start doing all this stuff, and then you're like, oh.
Well, if I mix this and this, then mom's pissed.
All I wanted was a telescope. My brother was the one that ended up getting a telescope, and I couldn't fucking touch that shit.
Major toy sellers have listened thanks to the millennial generation. Thank you, millennials! And unraveled size, thread setting ability, and buying power. Target eliminated gender-specific sections in 2015, the same year Disney banished girls.
Did Target do that? Because that's fucking bullshit. Because I can go up to my Target, well, not right now, in the morning, and still tell you right now, I can tell which aisle's a girl aisle. I could tell you which aisle's a girl aisle, which aisle's a boy aisle, and which aisle's a toddler aisle.
Yeah, but what they did was they got rid of the coloring for it. They
Oh
made it
no, the
all
coloring. For mine at least, the coloring's still there. Oh no, wait, there's no coloring. You can tell because all the boxes are colored that way.
Well, the fucking thing says down the aisle, boys. That's like they didn't make like a drastic change to where it's all like it says gender fluid down the aisle. It just says boys toys,
And you know what's
girls toys. Yeah, there's still a clear distinction.
I mean, they have reorganized it around in the past year or so because the Legos used to be on like the far end near the electronics, but now it's in the middle. That's why I said it's the gender neutral toy set. Right down the fucking middle of those two of the where you think the boys and the girls are. Right there, there's the Legos.
But Disney banished boys and girls labels from its children's costumes, inventing girls to dress as Captain America and boys to dress as Belle. Last year, Mattel did away with boys and girls toys division in favor of non-gender sections, dolls, or cars, for instance. But
Then they were overtaken by Lego. No, I'm not kidding. Lego became the number one, and I think they still have that spot. They became the number one toy company, kicking Mattel out of that spot.
But the Creatable World doll is something else entirely. Unlike model planes or volcano kits, dolls have faces like ours, upon which we can project our own image and anxieties. Mattel tested the doll with 250 families across 7 states, including 15 children who identify as transgender, non-binary, or gender fluid, and rarely sees themselves reflected in the media, let alone their playthings. There are a couple of gender creative kids who told us that they dreaded Christmas Day because they knew whatever they got under the Christmas tree, it wasn't made for them. Oh, stop quoting Brie Larson! Fuck!
But she's your favorite.
I want. There's words I'm starting to hate in fucking all forms of media. It wasn't made for you, and subverted expectations. Fucking both those need to be stricken from fucking dialogue.
If someone,
I don't know,
I'm
both
going
of
to
those
keep up the Lego shilling, by the way, for the rest of the stream. If someone told me Legos are not meant for you, I would slap them.
Both of those phrases carry a lot of emotional weight, Zod.
Summer insight at Mattel. What was that, PB?
Both of those phrases carry a lot of emotional weight.
Yeah, Jesus. This is the first doll that you can find under the tree and see is for them because it can be for anyone. Yeah, I'm gonna rush out and get my fucking. If I brought one of my fucking nieces, nephews, anyone, one of these fucking dolls, they'd look at me and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
I'd rather have Legos, Mr. Zod.
Oh my God, you're worse than me in DC. Which, by the way, DC Universe, $7.49.
I'm just going to keep this shit up, man. I want to keep this whole fucking shit up. I was first doing it the joke, but I'm like, nah, I'm
stream with 2 shills, hey?
The population of the young people who identify as gender non-binary is growing. Yes, because millennials are stupid and raising their kids like fucking idiots. Though
that's why they're hated by Gen Z, which they're now trying to mesh with millennials. Last time I looked up the generation shit, I'm like, no, I'm not being associated with millennial.
Done for kids younger than 10 in a recent study by the Williams Institute at the University of California, of course, Los Angeles, found that 27% of Californian teens identified as gender non-conforming.
So college studies, which are paid, most of those studies are fucking paid by, fucking people. That's why you get... No, because I'm going to give an explanation. the beverage shit, like the hydrating shit. They're like, oh, you got to start drinking before this. If you feel thirsty, it's too late. No, that was all those studies. You got them from like these colleges, but guess what? They're paid by the beverage companies, which endorse their fucking football teams and other sports teams to say that. So then they can make more money.
All right, we're gonna try to power through
It's
this 'cause I didn't realize
it's all this fucking shit. That's why I don't always believe college studies unless there's a study outside of a university proving it. You need several that's what I'm trying to get. You need several study cases because it's fucking science and you can't just do one
one
study.
study
Yeah, that's what I
and
learned
then
in my
say, "Oh,
science
that's
classes.
the study."
That's what I learned in all my science classes. No, you can't do one fucking study. And then even in those studies you can find anomalies.
These people don't care about science.
I
No,
They
do.
only
they don't
care about
facts,
feelings.
reason, logic, science, anything. All right, we're gonna power through this because holy crap, this is long. And a 2018 Pew study found 35% of Gen Zers born 1995 to 2015 say they personally knew someone who uses gender-neutral pronouns like they and them, compared with just 16% of Gen Xers born 1965 to 1980. Good years. The patterns are projected to continue with Generation Alpha, God help us all,
Why are they
born
called
in
alpha?
2010,
Why are they so
and
special? Fuck them. I hate them now. I hate that generation now.
Alpha Beta they meant to put. And later, those kids, along with boys who want to play with dolls and girls who identify as tomboys and don't gravitate towards
No, you
fashion,
can't call them tomboys. That's not gender neutral enough.
are an untapped demographic. Mattel currently has 19% market share in the $8 billion toy doll industry. Gaining just one more point could translate into 80 million in revenue for the company. Mattel sees even broader potential for creatable world beyond gender creative kids. In testing, the company found the Generation Alpha children crafted at labels and mandates no matter their gender identity. They didn't want to be told whom a toy is designed for or how to play with it. They were delighted with a toy that had no name and could transform and adapt according to their whims.
Exactly. Transformers are awesome. They're one of the greatest toys ever invented.
Yes, and I was going to start shilling for that too, because back in the day when you read about it, they were originally marketed to their boys and they kept doing that, and then they started saying, oh, there's girl demographics, so let's start making female Transformers now, even though they had established stuff to how they reproduce asexually. It gets a mess because I watched this whole thing, it gets a mess there, but then like, oh yeah, now we got girl Transformers and all this because we thought we were marketing towards guys, but then all of a sudden these girls liked it too, so now we're going to make characters for them, and then everybody's just going to play with these toys and we're going to make money. That's why Hasbro is a better company than fucking Mattel. The end.
All right. So support Hasbro. But it's parents who are making the purchasing decisions, and no adult is going to have a natural reaction to this doll. In testing groups, several parents felt the gender-neutral branding of the toy pushed a political agenda. Yes, yes. And
you know what else is gender neutral? Plank. You guys ever played with old Plank?
Yes.
Man, I love them. Yeah.
Adults objected to the notion of their sons or ever playing with dolls. Mattel's president Richard Dixon insisted the doll isn't intended as a statement. We're not in the business of politics.
Liar.
And we respect the decisions any parents makes around how they raise their kids. Our job is to stimulate imaginations. Our toys are ultimately canvases for cultural conversions or conversation, but it's your conversation, not ours. Your opinion, not ours. Yeah, that's why you're making these. Yet, even offering customers that blank canvas will be seen as a political in a country where gender-neutral bathrooms will stir protests. Yes, it will, because there's no such thing.
I thought
Mattel
those bathrooms were
joins-
the family restrooms, you know, where your family brings you and you go potty and they could change the kid.
That's
Get
what
out.
I thought. Mattel joins a cohort of other companies that have chosen a side in a divisive political climate. Just in the past 2 years, Nike launched a campaign.
Nike. Key.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid. You should be pronouncing it right, but it's a stupid word, so we'll give you a free pass.
Colin Kaepernick, after the NFL dropped him from the league for kneeling during the national anthem to protest racism. They didn't drop him from that.
Stop. Retract that statement. That is 100% false. They did not drop him from the league because he was kneeling. Now you triggered me, you motherfucker. They dropped him from the league because he's a shit fucking quarterback and wouldn't take a job with anybody unless he was made the starter. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to make you the starter of my franchise, regardless of how poor we are as far as our gameplay, i.e., if I'm the Dolphins or the Lions or the Browns in years past and we suck. I'm still not going to make you the fucking quarterback because you're terrible. He had 2 great seasons. He's a running quarterback. They figured out how he played, and then they were able to stop him, and he fell off a fucking cliff. Very few quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks can continue to play at the top level like Steve McNair, Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, even after he came back from the dogfighting stuff. Like, no, he didn't get cut for the kneeling. How many people were still in the NFL who were actively fucking kneeling? Oh, maybe because they were good at doing their jobs. Maybe because they wanted to play at the position that they were offered. That's what it comes down to. Not that he was fucking kneeling. That's bullshit.
Yep. And what the fuck? Airbnb offered free housing to people displaced in
that shit is stupid.
President Trump's travel ban. Dick's Sporting Goods stopped selling assault-style rifle weapons after the Parkland shooting. All these companies have reported eventual sales bumps after staking their claim in the culture wars.
Funny story about Dick's. I want to say quick store. It's called like Sportsman, right across. It's just pretty much the other side of the shopping because you know all those city shopping districts, whatever. Right on the other side, Sportsman's Warehouse. It sells hunting and fishing gear. You know what else they sell? Guns, obviously. Because of that, now we're just waiting for Dick's to disappear.
Yep, and it'll happen. Anyways, when pressed with these examples, Dixon admits that staying neutral is not an option if you want to be perceived as an innovator. I think being a company today, you have to have a combination of social justice along with commerce. And that balance can be tricky, Dixon says. Not everyone will appreciate you or agree with you. In fact, dissident among boomers, Gen Xers, and even millennials may be a positive sign, according to Mattel's own researchers. If all the parents who saw the dolls said, "This is what we've been waiting for," we wouldn't be doing our jobs, says Treasurer.
After they threw like a 50 or something in their face. I'm not kidding. The people do that sometimes, and they say, "Hey, if you say this, don't tell anyone we paid you this. You can have this money." Shh.
That would mean that this should have already been in the market. So we're maybe a little behind where kids are, ahead of where parents are, and that's exactly where we need to be. Walking into Mattel headquarters, it's difficult to imagine a gender-neutral world of play, a huge mural depicts some of the company's most recognizable toys. A classic uh, bona fide version of Barbie in a black and white bathing suit and heels squints down at visitors. In other pictures close by, a little boy puffs out his chest and rips off his shirt Superman style to reveal a red Mattel logo that reads strength and excellence. Even a toddler would be able to discern the messaging on how a woman and man are expected to look from these images. But the evolution within Mattel is obviously once visitors make their way past the entryway and into the designer's cubicles, inspiration boards are covered with pictures of boys in skirts and girls in athletic gear. The most striking imaging in these matchup of popular teen stars that feature the features of Camila Mendez and Cole Sprouse, who play Veronica and Jughead on Riverdale, combine to create one androgynous face, and Millie Bobby Brown and Finn Wolfhard, who play the main characters of Stranger Things, blend into a single floppy-haired, genderless person with sharp cheekbones. That sounds
No, I
fucking
doubt
scary.
it. I bet that both of these dolls are either one, it looks like a girl that's kind of boyish or a boy that's kind of girlish. It's one or the other.
Oh my god, this is freaking long, guys. Write a shorter article, Jesus. And yet, creating a doll to appeal to all kids, regardless of gender, remains risky. There are children who are willing to cross those gender boundaries that society places on toys, and there's often a cost that comes with crossing those boundaries, Danella says. That cost seems to be bigger for boys than it is for girls. Some of these social repercussions, no doubt, can be traced to parental attitudes. Fuck you. In Los Angeles, a majority of the 7 parents in an early testing group of Creatable World complained the doll feels political, as one mom put it. I don't think my son should be playing with dolls, she continued. There's a difference between a girl with a truck and a boy with a Barbie. And a boy with a Barbie is a no-no. The only dad in the group shrugged. I don't know, he said. My daughter is friends with a boy who wears dresses. I used to be against that type of thing, but now I'm okay with it. Yeah. In videos of these testing groups, many parents fumbled with the language to describe the dolls, confusing genders, how a person identifies, and sexuality, whom a person is attracted to, mixing up gender neutral without gender trans, a person who has transitioned from one gender to another, and fretting about the mere idea of a boy playing with a doll. A second mom in Los Angeles asked before seeing the dolls, is it transgender? How am I supposed to have a conversation with my kid about that? After examining the toy and discussing gender fluidity with the other parents, she declared, it's just too much. Can't we go back to 1970?
No, just go back to 1980 because that's when we had fucking technology at least.
Yep.
Or the
After the
90s, man. Even though grunge. Ugh.
I don't know. I wasn't that. I like Kurt Cobain. Anyways, after the session, Dredger analyst, analyst, analyzed analyzed the parental response. Adults get so tied up in the descriptions and definitions, she said, they jump to the idea of sexuality. They make themselves more anxious about it. For kids, it's much more intuitive. Why exactly a new generation is rejecting categorization that society has been using for millennia? It's up for debate. 81% of Gen Zers believe that a person shouldn't be defined by gender, according to a poll by the J. Walter Thompson Marketing Group. But it's not just about gender, it's about authenticity, whether real or perceived. Macho male actors and gleam ultra feminist actresses have less cultural catch than they used to. Gen Z's with its well-honed radar and anything overly polished or fake-seeming prefers YouTube confessionals about battling everything from zits to depression. When the New York Times recently asked Generation Z to pick a name for itself, the most likely response was "Don't call us anything." Jesus Christ. Perhaps the idea of a gender have expanded under the influence of parents who are beginning to reject practices like gender reveal parties that box kids in even before they're born.
No, they don't.
Who popularized the gender reveal party recently.
Wait, so let's do a little thought experiment real quick. If I go down to Florida and I go and pick a fruit off of a tree, and you can see the fruit in my hand, and I say, hey, I don't want to, give you any preconceived notions. This is an apple. And you take a bite out of it and you go, motherfucker, this is an orange. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't want to label it.
No, PB, right
Fucking
there,
ridiculous.
you subverted my expectations.
There's a clear difference between biting into a raw apple and biting into a raw orange. You're going to know if you're biting into a raw orange. Okay.
No, my point is when you look at something, you are able to say what it is. I look at you, I'm able to say, you are a man, you are a woman. That's not applying a label. That's not putting you in a box ahead of time. That's not hamstringing you for the rest of your life. Oh no, they've called me a boy when I'm supposed to be a girl. No, nothing's stopping you, especially in today's day and age. You'll probably be lauded for being the transsexual. Maybe I need to make sure that you're a boy, or else you're not going to have the ability to be transsexual. If I don't make you a boy or girl, then there will be no more transsexuals. We will have gotten rid of all of the transsexuals. Here, they're trying to eliminate transsexuals. I just figured it out. Stig is here.
Oh man, PB is in rare form tonight, man. This is a great article to start off with. This is like the longest article.
No, I meant like Stig is in the back room waiting to come in.
Let him in. Let him in. Let him in now.
Hold on. I'm getting to Stig. Here we go. Oh my god.
Hey.
That was hilarious.
We got another guy to crack jokes that aren't being a massive asshole like I was a little earlier.
But I like Legos. Hello
there.
Have you listened to any of this ridiculous bullshit?
Well, I heard you go on a rant about something.
Oh.
So Mattel has decided to make the first gender fluid toy, and they're talking about how society is putting people in boxes and things like that. We're going into gender parties where you reveal.
I bet you that a genderless toy is in a box.
100%.
No, it's not really toys, but it's genderless fucking musical instruments.
Well, to be fair, the Ken dolls were kind of genderless too.
Yeah, we
Totally
brought that up. So, Jenna, she polarized the gender reveal party, recently revealed on Facebook that her now 10-year-old child is gender non-conforming and that she regrets holding the party. She's telling me, Mom, there are many genders. You know what? You need to whoop your kid's ass. We could solve this whole stupid gender debate. You whoop your kid and go, you're a boy. No, that's terrible. I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't advocate for that. because someone's gonna get pissy in my crowd and be like, "Oh my god, you."
What do you mean? It can't be any worse than these people advocating for the elimination of all of transsexuals.
Yeah, they are because if we're
Preemptively.
I have to say,
you
gender
don't
reveal
say
parties are the
gender.
one of the stupidest millennial things out there. It's like, ooh, the baby's going to be this. I'm like, no. Wait, you don't need to make a party what the doctor told you. Hell, I wouldn't even want the doctor to tell me what the kids are, what they're coming out. Oh, I got a daughter. All right, time to go buy a gun.
Jesus, disclaimer. Mom, there are many different sexualities and types.
She's got to learn how to protect herself.
Lead on that.
I'm talking about the guns for me when she brings home that boyfriend.
Oh, no, I know exactly what you were saying.
All right. Perhaps it's that a generation of kids raised on video games where they could create their own avatar. But don't start blaming the video games. With whatever style and gender they please, has helped open up the way kids think about their identity. Perhaps
making a baby has turned into character creation.
Yep. Oh, they've turned video games into real life.
That's why I wasn't really bothered by the cyberpunk thing. I was like, it's just a character creation screen, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Saints Row already did something like that with their slider years before. They just didn't label it gender neutral.
Where's the slider that let me pick this character's hair color? I'm so disappointed. She came out with blonde hair.
Stick, I was not expecting you to fucking say that. Oh my god, I think I almost like choked to death there. That was
Stig, I know where the sliders are. The sliders are in your pocketbook if it's thick enough.
My sliders are White Castle. My sliders are White Castle.
All right, I'm almost through this article. Perhaps the simple fact that more celebrities like Amanda Steinberg and Sam Smith, I don't know who they are coming out as gender non-binary has made it easier for other young people to do the same. Generation Alpha, the worst, the most diverse generation in America in all senses of the term. It's likely to grow up with even more liberal views on gender. Yay! This is a rallying cry for this generation, says Jess Lehner, a cultural consultant for the larger companies looking to tap into modern day markets and navigate issues of genders. Companies in this day and age have to evolve or else they die, they go away. And part of that evolving is to understand things they didn't prior. Oh God.
You know, it's gonna be hell though when let's say
I'm not reading more of this shit.
Well, picture two white dumbass millennials deciding to make a baby, and then they'll blame society because, well, since they're both white, they didn't get their lawful neutral female dark elf when the baby came out. You're gonna blame your problem.
Well, to the fandom zone, good to have you in here. And we're talking about bullshit of gender.
Did you say welcome, Will?
Yes.
Why did you say welcome, Will, after you added Stevie to the live stream?
Oh, in the chat.
Will has been here for like half an hour.
I am just getting to the chat now. I was reading for half an hour. Or maybe an hour. The article felt like
you've
forever.
Been reading for like almost an hour, guy. It's
I know.
1:05.
Good God, that article was so mentally.
The longest article of all time. Stevie, are you there?
I am, but I now go by the name Will.
Oh, jeez.
What's going on, motherfuckers?
We're talking about, apparently, it started off talking about sold. We were talking about gender fluid. Then we were shilling for Legos for a while. And then we were talking about how this company is trying to eliminate trans people.
Right.
No,
Because they don't want you to,
I'm gonna follow.
they don't want you to, they don't want you to gender your child before it comes out so that they don't know what their gender is. And I said, oh, well, if you don't give your child a gender, then that means at no point ever will you be able to have a transgender person at some point in the future. So it sounds like they're trying to eliminate transgenders.
And I would,
Yeah, I get you.
I'd like to see what the transgender community thinks about this, because of the fact that I never thought about that till PB said something. Yeah, if you don't have people identifying as genders, then people who are transgendered won't exist because no one would have a gender.
So, but
I don't
What are
like
they-
that
what are
phrase,
they-
Zod.
what are they going to call people who are born with like no genders? What are they going to call them? Like zeros or?
Oh, no, we found out earlier you call them Zeem, which means God.
in the Urban Dictionary.
I guess you can just call them an.
XCM.
They'd be better off. They'd be better off calling them all mannequin, because that's what the genitalia would be like.
Let's just. I got a great idea. Let's just call everyone a bastard.
What about blank character sheet?
Yeah, exactly.
I like my idea because then I don't have to
Like,
learn
I
a
don't
new
know,
word.
I want to know how do these people explain any of this to like their grandparents? Like, if I had a kid right now and then I went to my grandparents and they, it's just a baby, it's all wrapped up, and maybe nobody told them what gender it was yet, and they would say, oh, is it a boy or a girl? And I'd say, nope.
It's a platypus.
Tell. They'd be like, what
It's
do
a
you mean it's
platypus.
not a boy or a girl? And I'd be like, well, I don't want to give them any preconceived notions of what gender they are. But Zod, I don't like the phrase identify gender because that's backwards. You don't identify as a gender. Your gender is what your identity is. Like, it's just how it is. Before you know who you are as a person, before you're born, you have a gender. It's already there.
It's just biological facts.
Right. It's something that is an observable fact.
But you know what they
it's not
say
what
about
you
that?
identify as.
You know what they say about that? That's your sex.
Whatever.
That's what they say
Sex
about
and
it.
gender
That
are
is
the
what they
same
say about
thing.
it. Yeah, I know. I learned that in fucking school.
I don't care about these idiots that are going to parse words like that.
Because my
Like we're talking
teacher,
about
when
the same thing.
when you learn about, the fucking like adolescent shit,
Right.
And he'd say it's sex. He's like, all the kids, start laughing. It's like, yeah, you guys laughing, but you want to know what it means? It just means gender. Because it's the same thing. Because you have to say that because that's what they're going to say in the thing because it's all fucking science shit,
Speaking of
Fucking
Skyrim, motherfucking Toriel is in the chat. Hello.
Well, speaking of Skyrim,
I was in the chat.
Oh,
chat.
Anyway, hello there, Toriel.
I thought Todd Howard was here somewhere yelling at us to buy it again.
Hello, Toriel.
Hello, Toriel.
G'day, Toriel.
So yeah, I mean, we came down to the point that we were talking about them getting rid of the boys and girls aisles at the store and just having gender neutral aisles for toys. And then Cyber went off. He's like, "There's only one gender neutral toy. It's called Legos."
Legos.
Ever noticed that gender is always a bad thing?
I just followed them on Twitter. I don't know why I haven't before, but now I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to even show for them even more.
If there's no gender, it debunks the wage gap, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It 100% debunks it. There can't be a wage gap if there is no gender. Like, if you don't have a gender, what is your wage gap? It doesn't exist. I'm just going by the numbers here.
It doesn't exist anyway. It doesn't exist anyway. It's
No,
a pile of
I think
horseshit
that
anyway.
right. I believe that's one thing that we all agree on, that it doesn't exist, because if it did exist, why do any males have jobs? I would only be hiring women.
Exactly.
Be like, oh, I can
Yep.
pay these people that
But
both, this guy graduated from Harvard, top of his class. This girl graduated from Stanford, top of her class. I can pay her 20 to 30 cents less an hour, or percentage-wise, or whatever. Yeah, I guess I'll hire her because it'll save me money as a business owner. Like, are all business owners complete fucking morons?
I mean,
Like,
that's why
every
Hooters
single
has
one?
girls.
yeah, exactly. And you'd just be saying to the dudes, like, sorry,
I'm
good
just
luck
joking with that,
somewhere
man.
fucking else, because I'm not paying you the extra.
Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't exist, but to them it does. It totally exists, but
if you
gender
have,
doesn't. The gender wage gap exists,
so
but
if
gender doesn't. Think about it.
yeah, a wage gap exists, but not for any of the reasons that they say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you're a trans person, if you're a man and you transition to being a woman, are these people expecting a pay cut? Like, you go into work on Monday after the operation and you're like, all right, boss, hit me with it. Come on, cut my pay. I'm a woman now. That's ridiculous.
Oh man, I feel like it would be going the other way a lot more. It would be the women showing up being like, hey, did you guys know that when I left work on Friday, I was a woman, but now that it's Monday and I heard about this wage gap, I'm a man now. So if you could up my wage, that'd be great, because
Well,
that's what I'm supposed to be getting paid. That's what I was told.
all you really need to do though is identify as a woman for a few hours, because this rapper, I think in England, he did
Oh
that.
yes.
Oh
And,
yeah, I heard that.
yeah, and he broke the women's heavy lifting record, right?
Yep. He broke
Yeah.
like 6 of them.
Yeah, he has the world record as the
He has 6
female.
female world
Yeah,
records.
he actually.
And
Yeah,
if you disagree
Yeah.
with him, you're a bigot.
yeah, and he identified as a woman for like 10 seconds.
Yep, he said right before every lift, he's like, okay,
He actually.
I identify as a woman. He did the lift, he put it down, he walked over to his table, he took a drink of water, and he said, oh man, that was tough. I identify as a man now. Because that's how it works.
Bitch, I wish that worked for my gaming channel, because then I could become a Twitch slot.
It's ridiculous. And, all of these companies are jumping on this bandwagon, and I have a feeling I'm just waiting for it. This is going to bite them on the ass, because no one's going to buy these ridiculous toys. Even these people that they pander to, okay? The Gen Zs or whatever the fuck, and the Generation Alpha, I guess that's the new generation. It's funny. They market all these things, but they're not buying it. This new generation is not buying it. It's just like with Star Wars or anything that's flopped, like Solo, any of those. You didn't see a push from these people who wanted more progressive things. They don't go out and spend the money for it. They just bitch about it. And
It's
then when the
because
change
they
happens,
don't have money.
yeah, exactly, because they think that things need to be handed out to them.
Oh, sorry. Mad's Mama Bear says, okay, Does the toy require to be played with genitals? Then it's not for kids. Any other toys can be played by either.
What kind of toys are she talking about if you have to play it with your genitals?
I assume she's talking about adult toys.
I never rubbed my dick against my He-Man action figures.
Oh, God.
Oh God. Oh.
I mean, that's good, Stig.
Might have tried it against the Tila figure though. I don't know.
Oh. Okay. All right. We're not gonna get out into our Fridays. I call that my Grace Randolph time.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Do you sing Amazing Grace as well?
Oh, I cannot confirm or deny.
No, he sings Rudolph the Red-Nosed Blonde Bitch.
Speaking of,
If you don't know what I'm talking about, check the Senate's Twitter.
yes,
All right.
the Senate is the official meme master. I'm going to give you that title, Senate, because your memes are just amazing.
I'm waiting for the
So-
Senate to start creating a poll of the late night talks panelists, and it'll just be a vote of who do you think is the best. The best panelist. You can do it in
Oh.
rounds because I know it's maximum 5. So just do whatever. We'll get it around. I know it won't be Zod if it's underneath the Senate's name.
Fuck you guys. So, speaking of, thing, I didn't have a good segue for this. Jordan
Oh,
Peele.
I have a good segue. Will Gentry says, Stig Kenobi, you don't know what you're missing out on. He-Man gives the best hand jobs.
That's not a good segue. What am I supposed to say? And speaking of the best hand jobs, Jordan Peele.
What about Man and Orc?
How do you know he gives the best hand jobs?
Hey, I enjoy Jordan Peele movies, just not that much.
You must have a really small penis for the penis to fit inside the He-Man action figure's hand.
So we are going to talk about Jordan Peele to create Jim Crow horror series for HBO. This was brought to us by Herb, who I am fairly certain that if I show for
Oh,
DC,
it's an anime thing?
No,
Perp, where
it's
are
Jordan
you?
Peele,
Come on.
the dude who made Get Out.
He's driving around New Jersey delivering something.
We don't want to know why, but we do
Sandwiches.
know he watches Snowfall. So I'll leave it up
Does
to.
he work for Jimmy John's? Because then he's delivering sandwiches.
I don't know. I believe he works for like a establishment that does not have a chain name.
So, with his success at the box office with Get Out, we see more from the comedian turned director Jordan Peele, craving an entirely new path in filmmaking, joining
He's
art.
a comedian?
Was.
Yeah, haven't you ever seen Keenan and Peele? It was
I have
on.
never seen. Whoa. Everybody who does sketches is not considered a comedian. I thought we're talking like stand-up comics here.
I
Like,
guess
you do a
if
sketch,
you
you're a comedian?
It's sketch comedy.
Because that just makes you a writer.
Sounds sketchy.
No,
Yeah, like
sketch
Conan.
comedies,
He's
they
just
have
a
other
writer. He's
writers,
not
they just
funny at
perform
all.
Sketches.
Well, that's hurtful, Cyber.
Conan's
It's like-
not funny.
Disagree. He's the only
Not
late night
funny.
host that does a string dance and then cuts it with scissors.
I can't laugh at him. He's not funny.
You don't have to laugh. You can't laugh at anything. You're a dog.
Conan's not funny. Yeah, dogs actually have the capacity to laugh, though.
What's a
Oh,
hyena?
that was hurtful to the dog community.
Yeah,
Craving an
that was rough on the dog.
craving an entirely new path for filmmaking and joining art and social awareness. He's back to produce a series called Lovecraft's Country, set in the 1950s Jim Crow South. Lovecraft Country is a series of adaptations of a novel based in the Jim Crow South. The main character takes a road trip in search of his missing father and encounters his father has actually been taken captive, perhaps by modern-day slave owners. No need to spoil it so early. A few years ago, this kind of subject matter in film and television alike was uncharted bullshit. Bullshit. People have been... and perhaps forbidden territory. Oh, God. Now, with Peele's ingenious fashion of social injustice and horror, coupled with Green's phenomenal hit series chronicling the plight of slaves, we may have ourselves a new trend. However, or whatever it is, we love and look forward to the flourishing new genre. So, yeah. I guess it's supposed to be like a series of horror stories, but based in like the Deep South type deal.
Wait, aren't all of the horror stories from the Deep South?
I don't know. It depends on.
Like
it depends
Texas
on
Chainsaw Massacre, Deep South. Elm Street, I just assume it's in the Deep South. Where's Jason from? What state is that in?
I mean, there is a Crystal Lake in Minnesota, so
Yeah, I know there is.
let's just
Is there
say
a camp
it's
on it?
I don't know if there's a camp around it. You can say there is.
I bet you Jason was a Lakers fan.
When they were in Minnesota.
That's true.
Yeah, that article was such bullshit. I like how when they're trying to prop up directors and
Jeepers
stuff.
Creepers, that's in the South. All of these are in the South, man.
Yeah,
Like when it's a human killing somebody, it's in the South. I mean, yeah, Ed Gein is from Wisconsin. Jeffrey Dahmer's from Wisconsin. I'll get over
Oh,
it.
Fargo's a Midwest one.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, that's fair.
That's it.
I mean, I don't count North Dakota as Midwest, but okay.
What about
But Fargo also is in Minnesota, so
the town in the Halloween movies?
Yeah, where's that from?
It's Haddonfield something.
Yeah.
I need a state, Stig.
state.
I know. I don't
Yeah,
remember
Haddonfield is not a state.
it. No.
Yeah, the horror movies are either in the South
Ooh,
or somewhere in
we have a
Britain.
guy here on the panel that reviews movies. Maybe he knows.
Go ahead, Stevie.
What's the question?
Where is Michael Myers from? Correct?
Yep.
Canada.
No, I don't know.
Oh wait, that the murderer.
You don't know what state the movie takes place in?
No, I don't know anything about America. Is it in? Is it in Dublin?
Well, I mean, you know where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre takes place, right?
Yeah, because it's in the fucking name, man.
It's worth a shot. It was worth a shot.
Yeah, but most like killer stuff either happens in America or it happens in fucking Britain.
I assume I know what you did last summer was somewhere close to the south because they went to the Bahamas or whatever, and I still know what you did last summer.
Correct. It's somewhere down south.
Haddonfield is in Illinois.
Yes.
Ah, okay. That's definitely Midwestern.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting. And then what? All of Rob Zombie's movies take place in frickin' like Nevada?
Yeah,
They take place in like in the mountains in the middle of nowhere.
pretty much. But they moved
What
around.
city
They
was,
switched location.
What city was American Psycho set in? Was that in New York?
That was in New York.
Oh wait, the Dracula a lot of the Dracula movies actually take place in fucking. Actually, if it's a horror movie that takes more modern times, it's in the South. But if it's like supposedly like a period horror movie, takes place like back is always in fucking somewhere like Britain or Europe or Transylvania. Or
Yeah, they
something
like using castles.
Yeah,
I believe Brian the Gravedigger. He says Illinois. If
Okay.
anyone knows, then it would be him.
Yep.
The
Zod is
S
from
is
New York. 'cause
silent.
he's- Yeah, thank you. He says he's from New York. He doesn't know how to say Illinois. He says Illinois, and it's Illinoising.
And yeah, so what do we think about Jordan Peele's new horror movie called The Jim Crow?
Well, didn't you like his last one?
Oh, I loved it. I loved Us.
I know
thought
you loved it. I watched your entire fucking review from your car before YouTube changed everything.
Yep.
It's just I bet it's just a remake of The Crow, but they added Jim to it.
No, I can honestly say Jordan Peele does not do remakes or reboots or retrends. All of his stuff is original. So I'll give him that. Like anything that he makes is an original. Although this is based on a novel of some kind and he's putting his own spin on it. So it'll be an original idea.
But isn't Jordan Peele also redoing Candyman?
There's talks about it. I don't know. There's a lot of things that, because I read the article on that, and there's a lot of things that they have to talk about. New Line is not sure if they want to sell them the rights for it. They want to see a script, but they're more open now that Jordan Peele expressed interest in it. So it's just on the table.
Well, I guess it's technically new, so go for it. I don't mind.
I always loved Candyman. I think if one person could do,
Dude, I
mean
don't want to
the-
hear about this story about you jumping in some guy's van.
I mean the Jim Crow thing. You know,
in the words of Dane Cook, he had a fucking huffy.
Fair point.
Did you guys ever see that sketch where he was like, he goes, I would be kidnapped because I would be the one who would jump in, and he goes, I got a bike for you. He goes, you got a bike? He goes, let me in. Let's go. I want to get this fucking huffy. Yeah, that's who doesn't want a huffy. Anyways, speaking of which, I wanted to share something while we have them on the panel before the dingoes abduct them. This article comes from
Wait, we made it through Peele in like freaking 15, 20 minutes, but that first one took an hour?
Yeah,
man,
because I was
that first
chilling
one-
for Lego the whole time.
Fucking
And he-
genderless bastards.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, because I was intrigued by this, Matrix 4. Keanu Reeves praises a very ambitious Matrix 4 script.
Hey, wait! You skipped one of them. You just skipped the Disney one in the description.
Yeah, I'm hoping to wait for Mad for that because she linked that article, and the squirrel seems pretty passionate about that one. So I like to get her take on Disney fucking over their female employees, even though they're like all for gender equality and all that.
They're
bullshit.
not female. They're gender neutral.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're gender neutral employees. My
Unless
bad.
they've told us that they're female, because apparently you have to identify as everything nowadays. Like, is everybody wearing pants? I don't know. Do you identify as a person that's wearing pants? This is a sincere question, because apparently that's the kind of questions we got to ask nowadays.
Oh my god,
Stevie, you're in a car driving. Do you identify as a person that is wearing pants?
Yes, I am wearing my pants for once while I'm driving home.
Oh God! That means if we would have asked you like on a Saturday or something like that,
We don't do this
Well,
stream on Saturdays.
You know what happens if you take your pants off? You get a police escort.
Oh, the
And
police
pretty
have
nice
hookers
accommodation
down
as
there.
well.
That's awesome. I didn't know the police had hookers.
you
Yeah,
know,
you get a pretty nice accommodation as well, but the bed's not very comfy.
Oh, damn it.
being gender neutral is kind of like being the credits in a porn movie.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's not
Keanu
that's not
Reeves.
the job you want.
Keanu Reeves praises the very ambitious script for The Matrix 4. 20 years after the original Matrix wowed audience with revolutionary action movies, Reeves will
They
return.
wowed them with bullet time.
Oh, Bullet Time was the greatest. Bullet Time changed everything. Gaming, movies, everything.
I would like to know how are they going to set this up?
I would like to know too. But if you watched every Matrix movie 150 times like I did, there was potential for a sequel because essentially Keanu Reeves was Jesus. So, yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
it was kind of explained in the first one. His character was freaking
Yeah, he's a
Jesus to
Zeme.
come back again.
Yeah, he's a Zeme.
You can't say Azim
he's
because
Azim,
Azim's
yeah.
a name. You just have to say Zim. Because Azim is
Oh.
some dude, man.
The Z, we figured it out. The Zeme is Keanu Reeves in the
Oh,
Matrix.
yes. Keanu Reeves.
You identify as Keanu.
And we know where all of his money for this movie is going. Because it's where it's going for all the other Matrix movies. It goes to charity.
Well, I commend him, and I highly respect Keanu Reeves, and I will see The Matrix 4. But Reeves will return for a long-delayed fourth film in the series by Lana Wachowski and directed by her co-writer Lily Wachowski, formerly known as the Wachowski brothers, is now the Wachowski sisters.
Just
will
call them
return.
Wachowskis. Just no matter what it refers to them, just call them Wachowskis.
Released in 1999, The Matrix concerned a character named Neo Reeves, who seemed to be living a mundane life in a typical city, but later learned he is actually a human consciousness uploaded to a stimulated reality by an intelligent machines who were using his body and indeed the bodies of all living humans to generate energy. Along
We
with
got uploaded by the Terminator?
yeah, man, Skynet won. Along
Fuck.
with his fellow liberated humans, Neo led a revolution against the machines and their
Did you call
false
him Neo?
reality.
His name is Neo.
No, I said Neo.
No, you said like new.
Did it again.
You
No, I
said
said
Neo.
Neo.
Oh.
I said Neo.
It sounded like
What
he
is
said Neil.
happening?
Who the fuck is Neil?
Knee?
Say it slow, Zod.
Oh.
Neo.
Yeah, say it slow.
Neo.
It's not Neo like a car, like a little
What is
little
happening?
race to go. Neo.
Okay, just
He's
say
just fucking
oh.
with you now. He's just fucking
Oh.
with you. He can say it properly, I'm sure.
Now say knee.
Knee.
Now say I'm retarded.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
The first Matrix film was followed in 2003 by pair of sequels, The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions. After further explored the first film's themes, touching on the nature of reality and the human need for freedom. In all, the Matrix trilogy grossed $1.6 billion worldwide. Oh, I love you, Trinity. That was my girl. God. Anyways, little is known about the script for the recently announced Matrix 4, which is going under the working title Project Ice Cream. But
Oh, sweet. There better be ice cream in this movie.
Project Vanilla. But Reeves himself recently dropped a small hint. Speaking to Entertainment on the red carpet for his producer sister, Karen Miller's new movie, Simplify, Reeves said he's excited about the new movie and said of the script, it's very ambitious as it should be. Ambitious, of course, never a problem for the original Matrix trilogy, which started with a bang in the original 1999 film, a movie that not only delved into profound philosophical questions, but it also revolutionized visual effects while introducing innumerable new action movie tropes to the language of cinema, tropes that in later years have become very worn out indeed. Some would argue that the sequels, Reloaded and Revolutions, took ambition too far and ultimately buried what was interesting about the Matrix concept under an avalanche of world building, thematic confusion, and general weirdness. Indeed, audiences largely rejected the third film in the series, which saw its box office take a dip to 427 million worldwide after the second film took in 742 million. Ultimately, it was probably a mistake.
Well, I hope
to
that they
release-
had some quality tobacco when they took that dip.
Me too. Here, here. It was probably a mistake to release two sequels just 6 months apart. The franchise was indeed put on ice after the disappointment of Revolutions, but now new had company are being thawed out for one more trip to the Matrix. Of course, Reeves' own character has seen a resurgence in recent years, largely to John Wick series, the most amazing series ever created by humans. And
No.
indeed, this sudden hot streak for Reeves is probably the main reason for a fourth Matrix film was greenlit in the first place. It will be interesting to see just how ambitious the Matrix 4 really is, and if the Wachowski and company can find the right balance between giving vent to their ambitions and telling an engaging story after such a balance eluded them in the first two Matrix sequels. So,
Oh, I saw what the Senate just put on Twitter. Sorry. The polls between me, Cybernetic Husky, Stig, and Stevie J. That's it.
that's okay. Fucking Senate. Anyways, so what do we think about the Matrix 4? The thing that concerns me about this, Steve, because you brought it up, and I would imagine you seem pretty hype about this as I am, is the fact that I'm concerned with politics these days.
Yeah, well, now that the Wachowskis are sisters, I kind of fall into that category the article talked about, where the third one kind of lost it a bit for me. I mean, I understood it, but it went in a very strange direction. The first one was utter brilliance. The second one was really good and really entertaining action wise, but it still carried that same story on and progressed that storyline the way that it was heading in the first movie. But then the third one just went, to me, like way off script, and it was entertaining, but in terms of the story, it just kind of spiraled out of control. So with this one, and now that the Wachowskis are sisters, I kind of agree. Like I really hope it can be brought back on track, closer to the first and second movies. But I'm a bit worried because, yeah, with all the politics the way things are these days, and you know, the Wachowskis being sisters now, that whether they translate that into the movie or she translates that into the movie, I don't know. I'm almost scared of any movie coming out these days that it's going to have that rubbish in it, and especially The Matrix, because it's one of my favorite franchises of all time, because that first one just hit me with such an impact when I watched it the first time at the movie.
Yeah, and I would love
and it was so well done.
we should have a discussion about this, Stevie, because I also have fond memories. I remember seeing The Matrix, and like when that movie came out, it did stuff that no other movie had done up to that point. Like I remember with that first scene when Trinity was surrounded by the cops, and then she does that like floating fucking crane kick and kicks the dude into the fucking table. And you know, that's the opening of the film. So you're dropped into this world. You think you're in our world. You have no clue what's going on, and then bam, they hit you with that shit, and you realize that you're actually going to be watching something unique and special, something that hasn't been done. And then just all the way through, right to that scene where he does the bullet time for the first time, and you see the bullets in slow motion. And I watched it because I have the Matrix, all three of them, in the Animatrix, and I watched them all in order. And it's just like watching that first film and even the second one. Like,
Why would you watch them out of order?
well, I mean, I suppose you couldn't, but anyways.
No, you can totally watch them out of order. But if we're talking about somebody who owns the collection physically or even digitally, and you're going to watch like all three of them over the course of a day or 2 days or a weekend or whatever you're going to do with your plan, why would you go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch number 3, and then I'm going to watch number 1, and then number 2. That's how I'm going to watch them.
Well, you know, I agree, Lord General, that the Matrix, like, if you watch it again now, the first one I'm talking about, you watch it again now, and you realize how many questions they make you ask in the first 10 minutes of that movie. You got Trinity doing her flying crane kick, running on the walls. You got her and agents jumping across buildings. You get her hit by a dump truck, but she doesn't actually get hit by a dump
Wait,
truck. But you don't know what
there's
the fuck happened
Asians
to
in
her.
the movie? What Asians?
They're in the second one.
Oh.
Yeah, we got diversity.
But you know what I mean? Like, we don't see a lot of movies like that these days where the first 10 minutes just pretty much poses questions, no answers whatsoever. And it's not until, 20, 30 minutes in you get any kind of answers whatsoever. So it created that intrigue, and then it delivered in the second and third acts as well.
And the thing that I loved, the most iconic scene, was with Lawrence Fishburne just sitting there, cool as shit. He was like the epitome of cool in that movie. And he's just like, every line he delivered in that film was so fucking quotable. So he was like, the red and the blue pill. That shit has been quoted to this day. To this day, people still quote that whole scene about the red and the blue pill.
Do you know what else is cool about that red and blue pill scene, which I always thought was awesome, is that you know how he's got those glasses that have no arms on the side? But when he holds out his hands with the pills in it, one lens has the blue pill in it and one lens reflects the red pill. And it's just a cool little visual they put in there just to make him look even more cool.
And it was philosophical.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of my favorite lines from him, I mean, I love the whole thing, but one of my favorite lines from him is when he first fights Neo in the dojo. So they're in the training program. And Neo's sitting there sucking in air after he's had his ass kicked. And Morpheus just leans down and says, "You think that's air you're breathing now?" I love that line. That's one of the best lines.
Yeah, I like how, like, the red and the blue pill were metaphors for societal constraints. It's either you accept what you're being told, or you go in a different direction and you find the answers for yourself. Like, it's so funny because SJWs in this PC culture is talking about how movies don't have these themes in them, but they always have. This movie was a prime example of questioning what was around you, what was real, what wasn't real, being constricted by these rules and regulations that they set up for you. And it was about people who wanted to break the confines of this reality and be free. I mean, you had all of those themes in this movie in the 90s, in 99. I mean, this isn't anything new. This was asking those kinds of questions, and it was the kind of movie that made you think about it for days after you got. I just remember thinking, like, I watched it the first time, I was like, holy shit, that was the most amazing thing ever. But then I watched it the second time, and like, this movie is asking me like really crazy questions, like, what does it mean? Are we bound by these things? I mean, do we accept what everyone tells us?
Yeah.
And just go with it?
It makes you ask what it means to be human, and what does it mean to believe in something or not believe in something blindly or with open eyes. It just asks a whole lot of questions like that. And also with with the stuff with the Oracle and everything, it also asks you what impact your choices have on your future. Is your future already decided, or does it just not even matter, and you can decide your own future? All of those questions were tied in. And look, it was you could have a very similar storyline for out of a different movie, but they just got everything right. They got the script right. Obviously, the visuals were amazing. The actors were great, and so they really hit the mark with all that. And just as what you were just saying about all the SJW crap, I mean, we got told, was it this year, that Captain Marvel was the first strong female character? What about Trinity? She
Oh
was
yeah,
awesome
Trinity
20
was
years
one of my
ago.
favorites. Not just because she's sexy as hell, but I mean, that was a strong, empowered female character that didn't have to put down the male characters. She was just a
No.
badass.
Strong, empowered females didn't exist until 2017.
Which
Yeah,
which
I
was
like how
actually
they.
when they also released another Underworld movie.
Yep.
Aha.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, I'm hoping that this Matrix will do the same things, but push the boundaries and like ask deeper questions. That movie asked so many questions. It went into religion and what you choose to believe religiously. My favorite part was always that little kid where he gives Keanu the spoon and it starts to bend and he goes when he was like see, when you realize it is not the spoon that bends but it is you. And then he draws back to that at the ending. It's
Yeah.
like he gets that revelation. Oh, I finally get what he was saying. That it wasn't, it wasn't the
Yeah.
spoon was bending. He was bending it. That was, I mean, there was just so much stuff that was so great about that film. And I'm hoping that in this landscape of movies, they touch on that same kind of stuff. Because I think that movies have gotten dumbed down. I mean, look, these movies, they explain everything to you in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And
Oh,
it's
fucking ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous. Like, honestly, like, I've watched a lot of older movies lately, and I'm finding it so enjoyable because even though I've seen the damn thing before, I'm still like, oh, this is really good because they haven't told me everything, and they just used a couple of short scenes with barely any dialogue, and I still know what the fuck's going on. I can still figure it out, or I can pose questions that I know are going to be answered in 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. Like, I mean, I know PB is going to love me for this, but I was watching Empire Strikes Back the other night, and
Oh shit.
and it's just so different to movies today. Like, I did not feel like I was being treated like an absolute retard because they didn't tell me everything. They showed me an actor's face who was giving an expression which told me what was happening in that scene. I didn't need to hear dialogue for 15 minutes spewing out the whole story. That one look could give me 10 minutes worth of dialogue and I knew what was going on.
the
And
only
that sort of stuff
It's like you could
is
tell they were
missing now.
torturing Han Solo.
yeah.
Is it the movies that have been dumbed down though, or is it the audience that have gotten dumber, so they just have to dumb down the movies? I think it's the
I
latter,
think
to be
it's
honest.
I think it's both, Stig. I think the audience has gotten dumber. The movies have gone down with it, but they
There's
shouldn't do that. They
a lot
should.
of hand holding in like movies and even video
Oh,
games.
yeah.
There's so much hand holding these days. It's like
They should be
the
trying to
only
lift
thing I
people
like
up.
with like games, it's like give me the basic controls. Just like show me the basic controls and then throw me in the thing. You don't need to hold my hand through all this. Just tell me how the combat works. No, I'll figure out how combat works after I die a million times trying to figure out how it works. But if I know the controls, I'm pretty good to go.
Just put a tiny little piece of paper in the box with the instructions on it. You
Yeah.
don't have
Oh,
to
I miss
spoon
those
feed
days. They don't
everyone.
even give you fucking instructions anymore. They give
No,
you a
there's
piece
just
of paper that tells you the label of the game with the artwork, and then you fucking open it up. Like, I remember buying a game, and I looked, I'm like, where the fuck is the instruction booklet that comes with this? Nothing. They were like, oh, you
yeah.
can digitally download it. I'm like,
I
fuck, do
got
I want
pissed.
to waste more time doing that?
I got pissed off with this generation of consoles. I opened it up and then it had like, thank you. I'm like, where's the little thing? I wanted to look at the little booklet. It's always fun to look at the little booklet because
Every time.
sometimes it gives you a little lore background in those things, and it's like, oh, look at that.
You
That's
should have
fun.
played games in the
Yep.
90s. You got huge books filled with lore.
Yep.
And I mean, some of the role playing games had like a huge 200-page book filled with
Yeah.
lore about all kinds of stuff. You only get that now if you buy the legendary edition or something.
Yeah. But
Yep.
like
Even-
that little
Even
book
Or
would
you
like
gotta
give you
buy
this
the
little
freaking
lore.
walkthrough.
It'd give you this little lore, what's happening, and if it was a sequel, it'd just give you a little rundown what happened the first game. And then it like some of the things I liked in those old booklets, it would show you, oh, these are some of the characters and that we have in there. And these are some of the weapons. Like the Halo 2 one, it just shows you like you go through pages and it shows you all the weapons that they have in the game.
Yes,
What?
I mean,
sometimes
what is more sad? Or go ahead, Stig.
sometimes you even got cloth maps for role playing games.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And I mean, if we're talking about movies, video games, TV shows, any medium where they're telling you a story they've written, what is more satisfying as the viewer when you are able to take some things that you've pieced together and you're like, oh, that's why this is happening? Or when one of the characters just outright tells you, hey, you need to go over there and do this because of these things. And you're like, oh, well, why couldn't you just let me kind of figure that out on my own with the acting in the show or movie or video game for that matter? I mean, there's acting in video games now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They got
Yeah.
some big name actors who will voice a character or something like that, you know? Like, a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't like the Call of Duty, what was it? Not Modern Warfare. There's so many of them. Not Black Ops. It was Call of Duty. It was the
Ghost?
one in the future where you got like a
There's a
robotic
couple
suit.
of them. There's a couple of them set in the future
Yeah,
after
so
they
the
made
first
it
narrowed it
Advanced
down.
Warfare.
Advanced Warfare. That's what it had. Kevin Spacey in it. My favorite fucking person ever who did a villain. He was so great. He had like one of the best quotable lines where he was like, "People think they know what they want." He goes, "People don't know what they want until we tell them." I was like, dude, it was so well acted. That campaign was short, but I played that campaign like 3 or 4 times just to hear him deliver his lines. It was amazing. Like, all you need is a good actor, and then, you know, you can figure the shit out for yourself. I hate being handheld. I hate it through movies, and I hate it through games.
I like how they
Well,
use like the voice actors you like from like your shows and stuff, like any cartoons or animations, and then you can also see them in video games too now. So then you get excited because then you know that if you like certain voice actors and stuff, and you're like, hey, I know who that are. Just like John DiMaggio, he's Marcus Phoenix in the Gears games. And he's also known for like playing Bender from Futurama or Jake the Dog from Adventure Time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you would know who plays the dog.
What were you saying, Stevie?
I was just going to say, like, as far as what PB was saying, about being explained everything. Like, if you take an example of a line that could be written, let's say the line is, "I hate it that you have to go." You don't need to say that. You could show that in the expression on an actor's face, and with your editing and your camera angles, you can show that. You don't need to say that. But I feel like every movie these days has to say every little thing. Every emotion has to be spoken. It can't just be shown
Yes,
on
that is a
screen.
great way of saying it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Spoken emotions instead of just visible emotions.
Yes, and I'm going to use this as a good example. Go back to Empire. Leia says to Han, I love you. And he says, I know. I know. In the original script, he said yes, but George said it didn't work. And then he came up with, I know. Now let's go to The
Yep.
Last Jedi. And then you prevent him from self-sacrificing himself just to kiss him.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's got no meaning whatsoever. And like,
Actually,
with,
it does. Felt like he was being raped there, but continue.
That's true. But with Leia and Han, you know, that's a perfect example. Just those two, because they had this like
So many looks.
back and forth relationship. You know, she's calling him a scruffy nerf herder, and he's telling her to relax and calling her Your Highness and all this shit. But it's not those lines that they say to each other, because they're only very short lines. It's the looks,
No, and
the lingering,
The looks and the way they said
the
it.
looks,
But the way
yes,
they
like
said it, yeah.
another great example with those two characters is in Return of the Jedi, when she gets shot and then he's standing over her at the entrance to the bunker there. They don't have the conversation about what's going on. She gives him a look and he goes, "Oh, I know exactly what you're thinking." And then he ducks off to the side and she shoots the guy.
Well, actually, what happened
Yeah,
is they
exactly.
re-quoted, but backwards of what it was Empire. And Han said, "I love you," and then she said, "I know," and then she shot them. That's all you needed to know what the.
Yeah,
And the rest was visuals.
one of my favorite movies is Jerry Maguire, as far as like, I guess, love stories go. And I love how in the movie, Tom Cruise gives this big freaking speech to her about how, he's going to do better and blah, blah, blah. And she just looks at him and goes, "You had me at hello." I was like, that right there was perfect. He goes through this big, long monologue, pours his heart out about how he's fucked up and made all these mistakes. And then she just looks at him and goes, "You had me at hello." Who didn't feel the emotions behind that?
Oh, that's great writing. That's great writing. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Because, like, on one side of it, you had that big spiel from him, which is just a, complete spewing of all of his emotions, which he hasn't done on them in the movie yet. And she says a couple of words, and that's it. Done. And of course, don't forget, the score can be another character, so the music chimes in at the right time and all of that, just to give it that emotional feel. But yeah, great example. Jerry Maguire's an awesome movie.
Yeah, man, and it proved that you could have a love story that incorporates sports, and it also was comedic too. So I mean, they balanced and juggled everything in that film, and they used the sports as the sports guy in the beginning who's like telling the story, and then it kind of flips it, and it's like where he says that in his life, the one thing that eluded him was like being in love, right? That was the hardest thing for him. He could sit here and give all these stats and statistics and everything else, but couldn't figure out the emotional end of it. And that was the guy that Jerry Maguire looked up to. And I just love like the connections and stuff like that. But I mean, most of that stuff wasn't handed to us. It was just shown through great acting and through good dialogue that wasn't long and big exposition. You just got a few phrases, a couple of things. Show me the money. I mean, who doesn't remember the most simplest catchphrase ever, and they're still saying that to this day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Cuba Gooding Jr. was awesome in that as well.
Oh yeah.
He did an awesome job.
So I mean, I agree, and I hope that the Matrix 4 lives up to its predecessors and exceeds it, because now you have John Wick in there, and I believe John Wick can do anything. So. And
you think? Well, okay. Hypothetical question: who wins in a fight, John Wick or Neo? I mean Mew. Yeah, fucking fucks.
What situation are we doing? Is it regular world or Matrix world?
Yeah, that's a big one.
I didn't say one. I didn't pick either. So I guess you'll have to think up that end of the hypothetical on your own, or maybe incorporate it into your answer, Zod.
Okay, so I'd say in the Matrix, if John Wick isn't self-aware, then
Oh,
Neo.
you're caveating. Too many caveats. I don't care anymore.
Nah, you got to look at it a different way because John Wick's so badass that even if he was in the Matrix world, but he didn't have all those plugs and shit in his head, he would have just grabbed the needle and stuck it in the back of his head anyway.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Because
What
Mew
Stevie
killed his
said.
dog.
Yeah, if they killed his dog in the Matrix, it wouldn't matter what world he was in. Oh, he's coming for him. He's gonna take the system down.
Yeah, I heard that dog chain.
That's my
And
lab.
speaking of movies we're hopeful, brought to us in part by
Hold on, before you transition, I just saw something on the TV that was hilarious. It just caught my eye real quick. You know why virtue signaling doesn't work?
what?
Because people are complete fucking morons. On my TV, it says Penn State holds, air quote, silent set versus Michigan State. They're talking about volleyball. And it said, done to raise awareness and support for International Week of the Deaf. And I was like, oh, well, that's nice of them. Immediately when the silent set was over, everybody who thought they did such a wonderful thing in the crowd because they were silent for the entire set and didn't cheer at all, because you're supposed to cheer at sports, but deaf people can't hear cheering, so don't fucking cheer. We're going to do this whole silent set. What did they do? They applauded themselves.
But here's the thing with the
There
deaf.
is a thing
They
called
can read
a deaf person applause. It's called jazz hands in the air.
Yeah, they can read. The thing
Fucking
is, people are
pathetic.
stupid. You can, if you're deaf, you can still read the energy in the room. It's like, you think they're retarded? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You can
I
still
bet a
read
lot
it.
of them do.
You can just, I could put, if I find, I'm not looking at picture, but if I found like a picture of like a pep rally and you saw everyone excited and stuff, you could just tell they're all cheering and screaming and stuff just by looking at the picture. You don't even need to.
Yeah, like the gif
is
of
it-
the little baby at the hockey game. Everybody's seen that gif before.
Yep.
It's just
Okay,
a
now
thing.
you can continue. I just wanted to point that out, that people who virtue signal are complete morons.
It's an ego thing. Okay.
Yep.
Narcissism.
At its finest. And speaking of things we're hopeful for, 2019 fall movie preview. The 25 films to see.
All I care is about the one with the clown in it, but that's Joker. So, yeah, I want to see that shit.
I thought they
The
already
fall-
did the one with the clown. Didn't it already come out?
It technically comes out for all of you guys next weekend.
Oh,
I
sorry,
said,
we forgot
didn't
we're beneath
it
you.
already
We're
come
beneath
out?
Oh, well, there's two clowns. I'm sorry. I was thinking Joker.
Oh,
I
I'm
thought that
sorry
was
that
a
I didn't
balloon
add
movie.
chapter 2.
I thought that was the balloon movie, though.
Oh, good point. Good point. Okay, continue, Zod.
The fall 2019 movie season, for the purposes of this preview, September to December, will include
Zoom in.
anticipated sequels,
Thank you.
award season contenders, and the conclusion of the Skywalker saga. In 2019, it started off strong thanks to Avengers Endgame hitting theaters in late April, but struggled thereafter as the tentpole after tentpole performed below expectations in the box office. There were still a few hits along the way. John Wick 3.
What do they mean,
How did-
tentpole after tentpole? They said that fucking Captain Marvel was going to make over $1 billion and that Spider-Man was going to make over $1 billion?
And if my
I don't
memory
remember
serves,
that. And Lion King and Aladdin? Like, I'm just talking about one fucking company right now.
No.
Yeah, seems like they totally underperformed, but whatever.
How did Endgame struggle? I mean, yes, it was a little bit of struggle to overtake Avatar,
No, they
which it
said
eventually did.
Avengers Endgame started off strong, and then they said other tentpoles performed below box office expectations. There were still
the
a
other
few
tent
hits.
poles.
So anything else that
Oh.
isn't Disney, basically.
Ah,
Okay. I
So
don't know what these other
they
tent
said
poles are, but whatever.
John Wick 3, Spider-Man Far From Home, and The Lion King are the hits that were along the way, but in general, audiences seemed a bit underwhelmed by what Hollywood had on the menu. You know, except for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and you know, none of those other ones mattered. Studios are no doubt hoping for a better turnout over the next 4 months, beginning with the releases of Stephen King for a sequel the weekend after Labor Day. Things aren't going to slow down from there either, as a whole lot of Oscar hopefuls will be making their debuts on the festival circuit around the same time. After that, October and November will be loaded with even more franchise offerings than usual, in addition to a number of direct-driven films aiming to make some noise. Finally, December will round things out with the now customary assortment of potential pleasers and prestigious releases. Disney won summer 2019, and it isn't even close. To help narrow things
Did you
down,
just say clothes? Like it isn't even
yeah, he
clothes,
did.
like clothes that
did.
I wear?
He did.
no,
Motherfucker.
close.
No, he said close.
To help narrow things down, we put together a list of 25 fall 2019 movies to see, along with some honorable mentions at the end. Per usual, the films are numbered in the order of their theatrical release. 25. Dolomite.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Dolomite?
Nope.
What?
Not as a movie.
Oh,
I've heard of it
never
as
heard
an
of it either.
element.
No.
But PB, you have heard of Vegemite, haven't you?
Correct.
Dolomite.
100% heard of Vegemite.
I guess it's a
I've
hood.
watched people eat Vegemite with a spoon.
Oh, stupid. Fucking idiots.
Yes, because they were American.
Dumb.
Okay, so
Who's the actor?
Eddie Murphy is going to be playing.
Okay,
the
yeah,
former
I've
Rudy Ray
heard
Moore.
this. I've heard of this one.
All right.
The breakdown is Craig Brewer's biographic doesn't have a premiere date at the time of writing, other than this fall. But Dolomite is My Name is among the buzzed about films set to debut at TIFF in early September. Eddie Murphy stars here, and there's already speculation this movie will serve as his long-awaited comeback vehicle. And it's a film about a comedian actor trying to reinvent himself. Simply adds a reflective element to the whole thing, with Black Panther's R.E. Carter providing the costumes and a cast that includes Wesley Snipes, Keenan Michael Key, and Devine Joy Rudolph. Murphy might just get his groove back after all. 24. Joker. The breakdown. Warner
Woo!
Brothers. What?
He's wooing for the movie, you putz. What do you mean, what?
Oh. Warner Brothers is serious about making Joker a DC Comics film separate from the Justice League movie continuity. An Oscar contender, as evident by its decision to screen it at this year's Toronto and Venice film festivals ahead of October launch. Director Todd Phillips is certainly a ways away from his Hangover trilogy days with this Scorsesean crime drama that stars, let me see if I can say his name tonight.
Doubtful.
Fuck, why am I blanking out?
We're talking about Joaquin Phoenix?
Thank you. Joaquin Phoenix seems equally determined to leave his mark on the front of crime. Early word is Joker offers an interesting twist on the Joker mythology. So anyone's guess to how comic book fans or viewers in general will respond to this one. They will love it. 23.
I just want to know if he's going to say, "Why so serious?"
You'll have to see the movie.
Hey, thanks for not spoiling it. You're learning.
Lucy in the Sky. I can't wait to see this one.
Is this about getting high and smoking some pot or like crack or something?
Maybe Lucy in the Sky.
Like, there's a big difference between pot and crack. Like, take a couple drugs in between.
Just all the drugs. Take all the drugs, man.
Holy
It's in the sky. You're in the sky. You're taking all the drugs, man.
Man,
That's true.
Husky's just coming in hot. Legion creator. Ooh, creator of Legion. I might have to see this. Noah Hawley's feature debut seems to fall by the wayside in the wake of Disney-Fox deal being finalized in March, but has since finalized its release date is on its way to theaters. The film boasts an intriguing premise, one that's somewhat controversial, inspired by the real-life incident in 2007 involving former astronaut Lisa Nowick, and its trailer.
Wait, they make female astronauts?
Apparently.
I thought that we were supposed to just call them astronauts. Like, we're not supposed to say if they're male or female.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
They're meant to be
Female
genderless.
astronauts? Have they found something in space that needs cleaning?
Yes,
So
there's
it's
all
shots
types
fired.
of dust on the moon.
Oh god, Michael K will be up there and be like, "Look at how real this dust is." I mean, it's got
It's so authentic.
feel. I'm more interested in this than I was of Ad Astor.
Astra.
No, you're not.
Astra.
Thank you.
Lisa Nowick and its trailer suggests the movie will be visually dazzling and mind-bending as Halo's television work. Star Natalie Portman has only continued to focus on changing projects in recent years like Annihilation and Blocks, and that definitely won't change with Lucy in the Sky by the look of it. I'm actually interested in this Gemini Man, which appeared.
I mean, I watched the commercial more than once. It looks intriguing, but then again, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to look physically when you have somebody fighting themselves, because obviously it's either going to be total CGI or they're going to have CGI'd his face onto a different black man.
It's Will Smith versus CGI Will Smith, man.
Yeah,
I've been saying that since I
can get
first saw
behind
this movie.
Oh, that's why I like Life of Pi. A film more than 20 years in the making. Gemini
Wow,
Man.
that's so long.
That is a long ass time. Gemini Man gives Will Smith the chance to really flex his acting muscles by starring opposite, himself, or rather, a digitally created younger version of himself. It's the latest ambitious offering from director Ang Lee, whose previous experiments have also been compelling, even when they're only partly successful. That should remain the case here. Especially the movie combines a thought-provoking sci-fi premise, getting to meet your younger self, with cutting-edge visual effects and high frame rate choreography.
Cinematography.
Who knows? Lee may yet have another Life of Pi level hit. Parasite, premiering October 11th. The
Never heard
host,
of it.
Yeah, because it's an Asian film. You wouldn't, PB, because you're.
What is that
fucking
supposed to
racist.
mean? I heard of Crazy Rich Asians.
That movie
Calm
wasn't.
down,
That
PB.
movie was supposed to be a
Calm
comedy,
down.
right? Crazy
What's that?
Rich
PB,
I
Asians.
heard
calm
of.
down.
I heard of
Calm down.
Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
By the way, Crazy Rich Asians, was that supposed to be a comedy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
No.
I strongly
No.
disagree, but
It wasn't funny at all. They even had that
This
one
is
funny
coming
guy.
from the dog who doesn't think Conan is funny.
He's not.
It's true.
He has no fucking delivery.
He's a ginger.
Yeah.
That,
I agree with
that's
the
why
husky.
PB is biased. It's the ginger thing.
The only worthy Conan is Conan the Barbarian.
He's not funny either.
Yes, he is. He punched a camel.
His voice is funny.
I retract my previous statement.
And he hacks dudes' heads off. That's funny.
I mean, he can write funny things, but he has no delivery, and that's one of the biggest things about comedy is you have to fucking deliver it right.
I guess.
Okay, tell me about this Parasite.
The host, this dude, the host, Snowpiercer, and Okija. Director, Bong Joon-ho is back and picked up the Palme d'Or at this year's Cannes Film Festival for his latest darkly twisted original project, Parasite, aka I'm not fucking saying that. What the shit?
What
Saying
the hell? That is just meant for you, Zod. That word. It's just
Guys,
Just read the
a
word off the
butcher.
screen.
Guys,
Zoom in a
Frida.
little bit. Zoom in a little bit. Gaizen Jing Chung. Gizinjung. Gizinjung? Whatever.
Gazing-chung.
Oh,
It's
When you
it's
speak
like you
frickin'
gotta
Japanese,
sneeze.
speak from your stomach.
You gotta sneeze. You gotta go Gizinjung.
Exactly.
Gazing-chung.
Perfect. That wasn't racist at all. Continue.
Itself is described as being something as a bleak comedy through the early reviews, which have been all but universally enthusiastic, suggests it doesn't fit squarely into one particular genre box. Oh, fuck you. Don't bring up boxes. And is right.
Mad Squirrel has been in the backstage and she has eaten all of the nuts back there.
Welcome, Mad Squirrel.
What's going on?
Hopefully you
How
didn't
long
run
have you
out of
been
nuts.
back there?
Fucking A.
About 5-10 minutes. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna go into the chat. I'm just gonna start going into the chat.
Well,
man.
I don't like how this being on my phone when I zoom in so that I can see this article, so I can see this incredibly Asian word. I can't see the private chat. Like I can't see it on the side, like it doesn't show up on the screen because the screen ain't big enough, I guess. So
Don't
then
worry.
when
all
people show up, I can't see that, and then I gotta wait for them to yell at us in the regular chat.
Right?
Like motherfucker,
Well,
let me in.
I'm disappointed because I wanted to talk to you, Squirrel, but I've got to get going now. So
Oh,
thanks
sad.
for the chat,
Mhm.
everybody.
Oh,
Have a good
Yeah.
day,
Glad we
Stevie.
could talk about Star Wars, Stevie.
Now
You
we
kn-
can
you knew I
talk
threw
about
that in there
that
for you.
Disney shit.
Oh,
Because
you know
Zod
what
was waiting.
the hell's the name of it? We actually tried some Australian
See you, Stevie.
biscuits, man.
Ooh.
Some
What'd you try?
the Arnott's mint slices.
Oh, mint slice. Yeah, love them.
Dude.
I
I don't know if I like them or I don't. I'm very conflicted.
oh, I'll tell you real quick funny story about mint slice. So one night I went out with a mate and we got absolutely shit faced. Anyway, we got back to his house and I was so wasted. Ended up spewing up everywhere, right?
Oh God.
Spewing up. But before I spewed, I'd eaten a whole packet of mint slice.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
he came out and he's like, "Mate, are you alright? You look like you're about to die." And I said, "No, I'm alright. My spew tastes like mint slice, so I'm all good.
Oh man, the kids like them a lot. I like the cookie biscuit thing. That's good. I don't know. I'm really torn about because they're chocolate covered. I'm so torn about this. I don't know if I like them or I'm like disturbed by it. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, they're not bad.
Well, that's good.
They're pretty good. I wish they'd put the mint in the biscuit though. Like, mix it in with the biscuit.
Gotcha.
But yeah, not bad. Do you have any other suggestions for Australian snacks?
Oh god, have you had barbecue?
You already
shakes
had the
before?
Tim Tams?
Yes, I've had those. Those are that's top.
What about the flim flams?
the hell?
Fucking A.
What about young Nicole Kidman?
Oh
she's
my
always
god!
good.
The redhead. The
Go
redhead.
down easy.
Yeah.
Have you had barbecue shapes before?
No.
Okay, we've got again. It's Arnott's, but there's a whole different line of shapes, and so you could get barbecue shapes, which are barbecue flavor, I guess. Pizza shapes.
Oh.
What's the other ones?
Oh.
Cheese shapes.
Oh, I
So you
take
can
it
get all
back.
these
I go with
different
that one.
shapes.
That's interesting. Okay, are these like little snack crackers?
Yes,
All
they're
right,
little
cool.
flavored cracker biscuit things.
All
Yeah.
right, I will seek these out.
So it's like a Cheez-It.
I don't know what that is, but they're a favorite.
Son of a bitch. God damn it.
Okay, so Arnott's makes it too.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll look it up. Thank you. I just had to share that with you because I was like, I'm going to send a picture, and I forgot to send a picture of the package. So, that's how it goes. The kids got a hold of
All
them.
good.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad you tried some of our delicious treats.
So I'll have to try the shapes now.
Yeah, do it for sure.
And
All right, guys, I'll catch you
Stevie,
later.
and you try another flavor of Oreo.
I would if I could, you mother.
See you later.
Have a
See
good
you guys.
Bye,
See you,
Stevie.
Stevie. We're gonna send Stevie a care package with a bunch of different Oreos and blow his mind.
Shapes.
I bet they will.
I've never heard of shapes. I've heard of Cheez-Its. Those look like kind of like
This is it, hey?
Yeah. They look like Cheez-Its a little bit. Or like,
So
snack
wow. Fucking Australians don't know anything.
I think I would.
All right, so let's make our way through this list of
See how fucking in my chair. They look exactly like fucking Cheez-Its.
Matt's Mama Bear says coming up on PB's channel, a comparison of various cheese-flavored crackers.
Oh,
we just need
you
a
know
cheese.
it.
PB just needs to do a cheese streamer video.
Yeah.
You sound a little bit upset, maybe.
Maybe a bit.
Well, this will make you happy. Number
The
20.
detour.
Zombieland Double Tap comes out October
yeah.
18th.
Rule number
Columbus,
2.
Tulsa, Wichita, and Little Rock move to the American heartland as they encounter fellow survivors of battle evolved zombies.
Hold on a second now. Now I'm upset that they weren't able to design the poster so that it says rule number 2 in it somewhere, because that is rule number 2 is double tap. And then you would have the number 2 and it would say Zombieland 2. Like it would say Zombieland 2 and then it would say rule number 2 and then it would say double tap. Like it would all be on there. It'd be great marketing, I think. Or am I just got cheese for brains?
Oh, you got cheese for brains, but I think you're on to something there.
You just said jeans for brains.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with it.
Of course, he has genes for brains.
Who's
We all
Gene?
do.
You
know, that's the monkey song.
Oh, Jesus. Zombieland Double Tap may have taken 10 years to come together, but the chemistry among its main cast, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, Woody Harrelson, and Abigail Breslin, yes, score, seems to
winner.
Seems as crackling as ever in the trailers. The gang's back behind the camera too. The Zombieland director, Ruben Flesher, and writers Rahet Reese and Paul Wernick, aspiring to put their newfound experience to good use here. Admittedly, comedy sequels are a dicey prospect, especially the belated variety, and it's not entirely clear what Double Tap is, about.
It's rule number 2.
Just yet. But this one may just justify the decade-long wait it took to become a reality. Oh, this fucking movie. Fuck this movie. Fucking
What?
Lighthouse.
Is it your
Ooh,
what? Wait,
angry.
what do you got against this? What do you got against this movie?
Split Rock is a nice lighthouse.
I hate fucking Robert Eggers, fucking confusing ass writer. The Witch was not a fucking good movie. It was long and tedious and fucking monotonous, and the good shit didn't happen in the last 5 minutes. I could have fucking skipped the first half of the movie and watched the last half and been like, oh,
Wait,
the
this
bitch
movie
is
is only 10 minutes long?
I fucking hope so.
No, like you said you could have skipped to watching only the last 5 minutes, but then you said that you could have skipped the first half. So I assume the movie is 10 minutes long.
No, I'm talking about The Witch, Phoebe. I got
Yeah,
triggered.
I am also talking about The Witch.
Ugh.
The Witch was good.
I agree. The Witch was a great movie.
Yeah, it was psychological.
Yeah, which is why Zod can't handle it.
Do you have psychological issues?
I already knew that. A pair of lighthouse keepers struggle to hold onto their sanity as they work on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1980s. Robert Eggers' sophomore feature seems to have a lot in common with his debut, The Witch, especially when it comes to its richly macabre atmosphere and isolated historical horror movie setting. It's already a critical darling too, of course, following its much applauded unveiling at the Cannes Film Festival earlier this year. Stars Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe, and their facial hair further appear to be in top form here, as does the film's gorgeously black and white 35 millimeters cinematography and general nightmarish mood. In a year that's already been kind to horror fans, The Lighthouse ought to keep the genre's winning streak alive and well. Here's the one I'm interested in. Boy, I want to see
Knives
how this
Out?
plays. Huh?
Knives Out?
Oh, motherfucker. Number 18. I hope that's not even on here at like number 1. I'm going to fucking scream at the monitor.
They're in order of their theatrical release.
Oh, God. Wait, did we skip it then? Because Knives Out, no.
I don't know when it comes out.
Neither
Ask
do I.
Terrence.
And
He's
I
the
see
only
the
one
trailer
tracking
4
it.
fucking times.
It comes out in his sex dungeon, Ryan Johnson's sex
Oh,
dungeon.
God.
Oh, God.
I should just say it's his masturbation cellar, but
Oh, no. Okay, number 18. Jojo Rabbit, October 18th. Now, I just want to highlight
What the
something.
hell is this?
They're going to premiere this at the Jewish Film Festival. Just think about the funny irony as I read the plot summary.
Wait, you didn't say it was like Babe the Pig, because then that would be funny.
No, this is even funnier.
No, it's not. A rabbit is something that Jewish people can eat. A pig is not. So if it was a pig movie, it would be super funny. A rabbit movie is not as funny.
No, don't eat rabbits. I love rabbits.
My
Don't
dog
eat
eats
fucking
rabbits.
Eat rabbits. Eat
Dogs
rabbits.
eat rabbits,
Everybody
man.
eat rabbits.
My lab loves rabbits.
Oh, okay. Biden is here now.
A Nazi youth whose best friend is an imaginary Hitler discovers his mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their home during World War II. Oh, God.
Why are you excited for this movie?
Because I want to see the anger of this film is going to be great. The breakdown before he returns to the MCU for Thor: Love and Thunder. Taki Waititi is getting back
Oh my
to his
God, not even
Zoom
close.
in. It's kind of hard to read the words.
Yeah, they're blurry. You got to zoom in, guy. There you go. Beautiful. Continue.
is getting back to his offbeat roots, adapted from the Kristen Lunis novel, Caging Skies. Jojo Rabbit looks to be a sharp skewering of Nazi Germany in the vein of Watiti's acclaimed non-franchise efforts like Hunt for the Wilder People and Boy, with the actor-filmmaker himself bringing the movie's imaginary Hitler to life. And through those certain Disney execs are said to be uneasy about the film's satire, Fox Searchlight seems to know what they have on their hands and are premiering the movie on the festival circuit in the hopes of boosting its award prospects. Yeah, it's going to the Jewish Film Festival. Can't wait to see what the
Okay.
reviews look like on that.
Before you move on to the next one, I gotta not necessarily read this comment, but sing this comment because it has a tune. Don't be silly. Don't be funny. Eat yourself an Easter bunny.
You son of a bitch. Who is angry? Okay, so number 17 and the one I'm looking forward to, The Irishman.
Knives Out.
You motherfucker. The Irishman, which brings back Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro, the greatest powerhouse in the mafia genre. Frank Sheeran reflects on his career as a mob hitman, including his involvement with the disappearance of the legendary union boss Jimmy Hoffa, which he was believed to have carried out, but it's never been proven because Jimmy fucking Hoffa is probably buried underneath Yankee Stadium. Anyways, the breakdown. After a decade or so of trying to get the film off the ground, Martin Scorsese is just about ready to unveil The Irishman to the world. In addition to being the latest addition to the director's ever-growing body of work about crime and mobster violence in American history, the movie features a legendary cast led by Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci, and is said to be a metatextual examination of not only Scorsese, but also his star's history with the mob genre. Netflix is rumored to be eyeing a November release date for this one, though it may depend on how the film goes over at the New York Film Festival in September. Oh, of course, Terminator Dark Fate, November 1st.
Okay.
Just let
yeah,
it die already. Just let Terminator die, please. Someone kill
hold
it.
on.
It's like Sonic at this point. Someone kill it. Put it out of its misery,
No,
please.
Sonic will be coming back appropriately.
Someone fucking kill it, please.
Plot summary: Sarah Connor joins forces with a soldier from the future to protect a young woman who's being hunted by time-traveling Terminator. Director Tim Miller's Terminator Dark Fate marks the long-awaited reunion of Terminator 2 Judgment Day stars Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger with James Cameron, who has little to no involvement, also involved as a co-writer and producer, but is busy making Avatar. The actual movie has been described as a true continuation of Terminator 2, one that ignores previous 3 Terminator films, and will restore the franchise to its R-rated sci-fi action.
Oh, this movie's gonna restore them back to where they were at T2. Bullshit.
God.
I love that interjection. This sci-fi action form after the last 2 PG-13 entries. Terminator fans have already been burned by the promise of fresh start for the series twice. But maybe, just maybe, the third time will be the charm for this struggling property. Oh,
No.
here's
Just get
another
like a
great.
Terminator movie that doesn't involve time travel and is just the war of the humans against the Terminators. I know
Well,
there
that
was
was- that was
Salvation,
in
but It was.
Yeah.
It's debated. I still say that Salvation's debatable where you see it because there's like parts of it it's like it's all right, and then other parts is like it's not that great.
Nobody got nobody got terminated in Salvation.
Lethal Lightning is in chat.
Hey,
You
Lethal.
just-
Lethal.
They just need to do a really good one where it's just like they're fighting the shit out of them, and they're trying
Here's
to survive.
one that I have been waiting for forever.
Knives Out.
Jesus.
Motherfucker. Harriet. Harriet Tubman escapes from slavery in the
Oh
U.S.
God, I
South
guess maybe no knives on Harriet.
and leads hundreds of enslaved people to freedom through the Underground Railroad.
Well, I mean, if it's about Harriet Tubman, maybe the movie was called Ropes Out.
Oh my
Oh.
God. Get
Ooh.
out.
went
Motherfucker!
there.
Disclaimer, disclaimer,
Get out right
disclaimer.
What the hell?
Big ass disclaimer. I can't get to my banners, but motherfucking disclaimer. My God. Oh.
I'm making the inappropriate jokes. He's making the
man.
racist jokes.
God.
Oh,
I am. Oh, man.
thanks for the setup, Zod.
Harriet Tubman gets gets her long overdue biopic. I doubt because it's made now with the upcoming Harriet, a historical drama anchored by widows and bad. Oh no!
Wait, Harriet Tubman had like I know it wasn't live action, but I remember there was this animation movie we watched in school about her. It's like a cartoon, educational and shit.
Yeah, it's anchored by widows and bad times at the LRL's breakout star Cynthia Erivo.
Arrival.
Erivo, thank you. The movie isn't hurting for talent on either side of the camera with, oh my God, Keisha Lemons of Eve's Bayou and Talk to Me fame. What? I don't even know those movies. Directing a cast that includes Lisa Obman Jr., Janella Monáe, and Clark Peters in supporting roles alongside whatever the fuck her name was. Ivor? Yeah, whatever. Biographs of this nature admittedly have a bad habit of being important more than great, but Harriet has a good deal working in its favor and may yet stand apart from the rest of the Oscar baiting crowd this fall. Honey Boy.
So they're gonna make the black lady stand. Terrible.
Good
my
morning
God.
to Generation Productions in chat.
What up,
He
GP?
just said, how y'all doing? Hello, Kikicidal Tennessees. I know he's been here a while, but hello.
Hello. Number 14, Honey Boy. This looks great. A struggling child actor attempts to mend his relationship with his hard-drinking, law-breaking father.
So it's a movie about Robert Downey Jr.'s childhood because his dad did a lot of fucking drugs, and that's why he did a lot of fucking drugs.
Shia LaBeouf plays his own father. Okay, partly fictionized version of him in the upcoming Honey Boy, an autobiographical drama written by LaBeouf as part of his rehabilitation program and directed by Alma Harley, making it her non-documentary feature debut. It looks and sounds like an engrossing work of meta storytelling so far, with early reviews from Sundance Film Festival premiere praising the movie as a truly unique form of therapy by way of cinema, with LaBeouf coming off his acclaimed performance in The Peanut Butter Falcon, which was an amazing movie and everyone should watch. My God. It appears the actor will finish 2019 on an even stronger note than he started it. Good for you. I'm glad.
He started 2019 on a strong note.
No, he started it on a shitty note, having to go to rehab and all that stuff. So good for him. I'm glad that.
Well, then
you know,
how the hell could it end any worse? Like, is he supposed to get addicted to heroin or something?
I guess that would be worse.
Oh my god.
He started off strong,
He's in
and then
Skid
he
Row by
got
the
into
end of
the
it.
smack.
Right? Yeah. Skid Row is like, hey man, $20. I'll do something that you'll not have to tell your wife about.
Oh Jesus.
And it won't end with a peanut butter or a falcon.
Oh my god. Like, okay, peanut butter, good. Falcon, sharp talons, not so good.
Number 13, Doctor Sleep. I am mildly intrigued about because I love Stephen King. 40 years.
Doctor Sleep? What's that? Bill Cosby?
First off, the head is fucking terrible. Disclaimer
Oh,
to everyone on this panel except for Squirrel so
Lee.
far.
Lee, in back room you have Lethal.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh my God, General!
Welcome,
Lethal?
Lighten.
Hello,
I'm
Lethal.
sorry.
Hello, Stig. Hello, Husky. Hello, Squirrel. Hello, PB. General Zod. Good afternoon or it's good night over there. But before we go forward, I want to thank General Zod. You always make my drive home that much more bearable, and I really do appreciate it. And sometimes I can't come on because StreamYards is a fucking battery killer. So it just depends how much battery I have. But thank you for having me, General. In fact, everyone here, everyone in the chat, you're all breathtaking.
Yes! That was great. Oh, marvelous. So the next movie on the docket to look forward to is Doctor Sleep. This is the follow-up to the classic The Shining. 40 years after his terrifying stay at the Overlook Hotel, Dan Torrance helps a teenager who's targeted by a dangerous cult for her own shining abilities. It Chapter 2's not the only anticipated Stephen King horror feature on the horizon, thanks to this adaptation of the author's 2013 follow-up book to The Shining, which was amazing. The film is being written and directed by Mike Flanagan, who currently is on a hot streak thanks to his efforts on the acclaimed projects like Gerald's Game, another King adaptation, and the Haunting of Hill House series, which was amazing. Judging by the marketing, Dr. Sleep has the makings of an engaging continuation of Flanagan's ongoing exploration of trauma and grief through the horror genre. It also salutes Stanley Kubrick's Shining movie is just the icing on the cake in some ways. I'm not gonna lie, and don't fucking berate me, but I am looking forward to number 12, Last Christmas.
George Michael's song. All right.
Well, wait, who's in Last Christmas?
It's I don't know.
Amelia Clark?
Yeah, and this Asian dude from Crazy
It's
Rich
not
Asians.
George Michael because he's dead.
Kate is
He
a young woman.
already had his last Christmas.
I don't know why. That is terrible. Jesus Christ! Disclaimer on this whole panel. My God.
There's a disclaimer when you subscribe. There's a
supposed to be
disclaimer
movies
on
to
my
look
channel.
forward to, and we've had
Not
so
really.
many racist
It's just you
remarks.
click the sub button.
They didn't wake him up before you go.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is
I
like
guess
bad
this is a
but gold.
perfect time to
Somebody
say-
clip this shit.
This is a perfect time to say, if you're enjoying this content and you're not grossly offended by all the racist remarks, please hit that like button. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.
Hey Zod, real quick. Generation Productions had a question earlier. He said, "Did the tube show up yet?"
No, I don't know what's going on. I got your rings like 3 years later. I don't know what's going on with this, but I have a feeling that fucking neighbor still has my packages. And I might have to go with her and kick her door down because they delivered it to the wrong fucking door. Then again, they didn't know who General Zod was, so that might have explained a couple of things. My mom looked at the package and goes, "Who the fuck is Zod?"
Tell
Like,
her to kneel.
it's good.
At least I have family members that know what my YouTube channel name is.
Oh, she knows of it. She just doesn't pay attention because if she heard how many times I cursed, she'd smack me upside the head.
Do you reckon, Zod, who would win in a fight, you or your mum?
Oh, definitely my mom.
His mom.
Okay,
She's a
no question.
kung fu expert.
My mom is a second-degree black belt, which is a degree higher, and she's a second-degree black belt in 2 forms of martial arts, Taekwondo and karate. And
Is she also just like more like just generally ruthless than you? Like, is she got like that Australian part in her where she like bites people on the face?
Okay, now that we're on this detour, I'll tell you guys a story, a little story time.
When she says chomp chomp, she does it.
Oh, story time. I'm so interested.
So when I was a young lad, my mom had gone into a bar, and I was sitting there. I got a Coke from the nice bartender, and sitting in the back, and she goes over and she starts talking to this person in a very calm voice. PB, you've heard my mom's calm voice, and apparently the person owed her $50, and they were avoiding paying her, and then they were like, well, I don't have to pay you because my mom is, shorter in stature, and this person was taller. And he's like, "What are you going to do about it?" And my mom took off her coat. Whenever she takes off her coat, that's not a good thing. And so she took her coat off and she set it down. And she goes, "You got 2 options." She goes, "Either I can roundhouse kick you over this fucking table, or you can give me my $50. And the guy starts laughing, and she goes, "I'll make this fair." She goes, "You get the first hit." And she goes, "But if you don't hit me, I'm gonna fuck you up." And the guy proceeded to laugh more. He throws a wild haymaker. My mom stepped to the side, kicked him in the ribs so hard that he tripped and landed across the table, like spun around a couple of times, hit the fucking side of the bar, and then proceeded to yell that she broke his rib, and then handed over the $50. So, long story short, no, I cannot take my mom. I've sparred her since I was a youngin', and I have never beaten her. So,
Did she then tell that person to kneel before Zod?
No, she proceeded to grab the younger me, and we went shopping. We had a great afternoon. So, yeah, my mom's a badass. When she first started martial arts, she was mugged. This was in New York, in Manhattan. There had been 4 gentlemen who she was just coming out of karate. She had her gym bag on, didn't take off her uniform or anything.
Who the fuck
And
mugs someone that's walking out of a karate class?
Yeah, this is New York City. So these 4 guys surround her, and they pull out switchblades. And my mom is like, "I don't want to do this. I'll just let you guys go." And they laughed at the fact that this small lady was telling them that she was going to be kind enough to let them go. So they all took out their switchblades and said to give them her money, and she refused. And she reaches in her gym bag and pulls out nunchucks. And they come at her, and she broke the first person's nose, and then proceeded to beat the fuck out of the rest of them with the nunchucks. And then she dialed 911 on the payphone, because back in the day there was not the cell phones. So she went to the payphone, she dialed 911 for them, she waited for the cops, and my grandfather, her dad, came and said, what happened, and they explained the situation, and they were going to give her a ticket because she used nunchucks to beat the bejesus out of these guys. But after they found out it was self-defense, they let her go. But yeah, so
If you're going to rob someone that steps out of a karate class and you're going to be within like fist range of that person, you're retarded.
so yeah, my mom is not the person that you want to mess with.
No, seriously, that is dumb. Why would you try to go up to somebody face to face and mug them if they just came out of a karate class? That is so pointless, man. That's like it's like getting a restraining order. It's like getting a restraining order on a sniper. You go, that's fucking pointless.
Maybe they got a kick out of it.
They got a nunchuck to the face, is what they got, Stig.
She broke the dude's nose, and my mom was telling me that when the ambulance arrived, this dude was screaming from the top of his lungs, "This fucking bitch broke my nose! She broke my fucking nose!"
You know what you should have said though? You should have said, "Mom always knows best."
Oh.
You should get drunk and try and fight your mum.
Oh God. Live stream that.
Yeah. I want to see if your mum can like do like Nightfall Bane, where like Bane picks up Batman and just puts his spine around her knee. I want to see if that happens against you. I don't want to see you get hurt, but your mum sounds like a nut, and I just want to see her, kind of fuck you up.
You can do that for your 1,000 sub stream though. Have your mom kick you in the head.
1,000 subs, get bashed by your mum.
Yeah.
Hey Lee, PB is in the back room.
Oh,
He got kicked by accident in his internet. There you go.
Fucking damn internet.
Zod's mom kicked him, you mean?
Yeah. Kicked me right in my router.
Hey, can you I don't know if you can see the regular chat with Matt's Mama Bear.
yep.
I
she
can't
said-
see it, sorry.
she said,
Hail, Matt's mum.
said, knock you out.
There you go. That was gonna be you seeing it.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I would love to see your mother beat you up.
Oh God, I don't know if I want to relive that.
While
So
Unicorn.
it's happened before.
What's that?
Yes, it
So it's
happens
happened
like every other day.
Oh, like, does your mum like assert her dominance over you constantly?
Yes.
No.
Is she single?
Oh God.
Stig, she's lesbian.
I don't mind.
He's just looking
Stig's
for a
like,
life
that's not what
partner.
I asked.
Exactly. He did not ask her sexual preference. He asked if she was single.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
all that
gonna
matters
be.
when Stig is
I'm gonna be your dad, Sod.
Yeah, he didn't say that she couldn't continue to date women.
No, the more the merrier.
So, but
You
is
know,
your
the
mom
best thing-
single?
The best thing about being Zod's dad in this situation was just having Zod's mum as your backup. Like wherever you
Yeah.
go, you just take Zod's mother
So,
with you.
answer the question,
Hi,
Zob.
Biden's touch.
That was.
Biden's touch says that lesbians need man love too.
Oh my god, can you imagine being
Let's
a masochist?
go and continue this stupid fucking thing.
Imagine,
Dogs don't like
imagine being
movies.
a masochist. If
I'm
you were a
getting bored.
masochist and you were Zod's mum, that'd be like perfect. Like, yeah, snap kick me in the face. It works. Great. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm with Husky now.
All right, so this movie is about. Oh my God, I almost died from that. I shouldn't have drank water when Stig was winding up. Kate is a young woman with a habit of making poor life decisions when she meets Tom, a charming fellow who seems to good to be real. The idea of Paul Feige directing Amelia Clark and Henry Golding in a dramatic rom-com co-written by Emma Thompson sounds great on paper, and Last Christmas's Christmas seems mostly promising in action too. There's also very personal about the movie or about the film. Be it Clark's storyline, which parallels with her real life in powerful ways, or the movie portrays London around the winter holidays and incorporates the late George Michael's music to explore heavy issues like homelessness, broken families, keeping in mind if Tom really is the ghost of Kate's organ donor, then, well, all bets are off.
All fake though. That
I don't
puts
care
me
what.
off big time.
Yeah, I don't care what Amelia Clark was like as a child, but I do care about George Michael's music. That's quality stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if not anything else, it's gonna be good. The Good Liar. I've been hearing a lot about this movie.
I have not. I haven't heard a single thing.
Well, you would if you went to see Downton Abbey. Fucking waste of my. Seasoned con man Roy Courtney expectantly finds himself falling for his latest wealthy target, Betty McLeish, after meeting her in person.
Where is the outcry though? A gay man playing a straight character. Someone should be upset.
Ian McKellen and filmmaker Bill Condon have made for a winning combination in the past. See also Two Gods and Monsters and Mr. Holmes, which were pretty good, and are reuniting again after McKellen played a small role in Condon and Disney's Beauty and the Beast retelling. For the dramatic con-man thriller The Good Liar, the movie pits McKellen against Helen Mirren in what's shaping up to be an absorbingly tense, twisty adaptation of Nicholas Surley's novel, with the two screen titans going head to head with one another. Fingers crossed, the adult-geared genre of film will offer a nice change of pace to November tentpoles and Oscar contenders alike. Oh my God, Charlie's Angels! Yes, I've been waiting for this since never. After blowing the whistle on a dangerous technology, systems engineers is recruited by the Townsend Agency, which now operates worldwide. Charlie's Angels is headed back to the big screen after a 16-year break with Elizabeth Banks directing and Elizabeth Banks starring and Elizabeth Banks producing and Elizabeth Banks writing.
Man, direct to DVD.
Okay, so there's the early 2000s one. You could have gotten them back and done a movie.
Oh my god, yes, dude. Holy shit, Husky, yes.
I've been thinking that since that one was announced because I'm like, hey, wait, they all look like they've kept in shape since the.
Oh, no, that's where you're wrong. They've actually gotten better over time. They've got what I call the Jennifer Aniston effect.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, like, they don't look terrible. They still are pretty good looking.
Oh, dude, what a shit, man. Like, Cameron Diaz, she is so much hotter now. Like, she's always been hot, but now she just brings that like, dirty MILF factor to it, and it's amazing. I've always been a fan of Drew Barrymore. I love Drew Barrymore. I would have posters on my wall of Drew Barrymore if they would let me. Lucy Liu's cool. Lucy Liu was in Futurama. I am all for that idea, Husky. You sold me. You have sold me. Instead, I'm getting Elizabeth Banks playing fucking Bosley.
Oh, I do love that. Oh, you can bring along the Asian one too, I guess. Yeah.
But we have Naomi Scott, Kristen Stewart, and
fuck that shit.
Kristen Stewart is hot. I'll give you that. I can.
No. No.
Yes, she's dirty.
No, she's missing the rest of her body.
Kristen Stewart has same face.
Yeah, dude. Kristen Stewart would play a really good Michael Myers.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm looking forward to. Ford v Ferrari.
It's gonna be good.
Cool.
I thought you were gonna say cool. Knives Out.
God.
Fucker, we're getting to that. Automotive designer Carol Shelby. I go, is this motherfucker right? Yep, it's on here. It's at like fucking number 7. Carroll Shelby and his driver Ken Miles try to build a racing car for Ford that can finally defeat the Ferrari at the 1966 24 hours of Le Mans race.
Yeah.
The man's.
Yes, I know the implications of that. James Mangold's anticipated follow-up to Logan, Ford versus Ferrari, brings an exciting real-life racing story to the big screen with Matt Damon, yes, and Christian Bale, yes, fresh off transforming into Dick Cheney, leading the charge. The movie's taking a leaf out of Logan's book and groundbreaking its story as much as possible, both in terms of the character drama and racing, which is largely practical, save for the necessary CGI, of course. Fox and Disney are banking on this and Ad Astra being their best bets for the next Oscars. So it'll be interesting to see how the David versus Goliath drama fares on its own. And of course, yay, Frozen 2. Waited for this forever. Now my daughter can sing the next annoying songs. Yay.
Then just skip it.
Elsa's back. There's Frozen shit. Number 7, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Also looking forward
A beautiful day in the neighbor, won't you be mine?
Where did Lethal go?
I love that, PB. Journalist Lloyd Vogel begrudgingly agrees to write a profile piece about Fred Rogers, only to find his perspective on life transformed. You bet. Hot off directing the Oscar-nominated Can You Ever Forgive Me? Director Marilla Heller is back with what looks like another thoughtful and otherwise endearing memoir. Tom Hanks has already done a good job of channeling the real Mr. Rogers, contemplative and
Lethal. I'm sorry. Lethal's in chat. He said, "Sorry, General, my phone overheated and the app closed." So yeah.
Sorry about that, Lethal.
That's a burn.
It's going to be a moving character study about what it truly means to be a man. Oh my God, this might get panned. Among other things, the Academy infamously snubbed the documentary Won't You Be My Neighbor this year, but they won't repeat their mistake if A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is as great as it sounds. Jesus Christ. Number 6.
Come on, PB, say all your shit now.
Oh, number 6? Isn't this the one that Zada's been waiting for his entire life?
Now, the remake of Clue.
Renowned crime novelist Harlan Trumby inexplicably dies after his 85th birthday. Detective Bennett Blank is mysteriously enlisted to investigate.
Wait, he inexplicably dies after his 85th birthday? Well, I could tell you how he fucking died.
Oh, shit, right?
You're wrong with my drama. Thanks to Bond 25 being delayed, Daniel Craig was able to star in Star Wars The Last Jedi, director Rian Johnson's upcoming, what is that? Agatha Christie style murder mystery. He wasn't the only A-list actor who did either. Chris Evans, Michael Shanahan, God, I can never say this name. Langston Stanfield.
Joaquin Phoenix?
You son of a bitch. And Tony Colletta, Christopher Plummer, and many more play key roles in the movie's whodunit narrative. Judging by the trailer, Knives Out gives them plenty of razor-sharp dialogue to chew on, while at the same time recalling Johnson's efforts to break on his breakout hit Brick in the best way possible. It's no wonder this one's heading to tech well ahead of its release. Yeah, Knives Out.
I hope it fucking
I don't-
flops.
They should not have said Agatha Christie style. They should have just said board game style.
This is the one that I'm looking forward to. Queen,
Knives Out?
you son of a bitch.
We
Yeah.
already covered that one. We covered that one. Pete. We
Damn,
just
I can't
covered
use that
one.
joke anymore. Shit.
Queen and Slim. After shooting a police officer in self-defense, a couple on their first date are forced to go on the run together. Director Melina, I ain't saying that last name, Insecure, Master of None Formation, and writer Lena Wither?
Well,
Matt
you'll say that one?
Lena, wait.
Thank you. Lena Waithe, Master of None, the two team up for this romance thriller with Get Out's Daniel Kugla, starring
Hallelujah.
big screen newcomer Jodie Turner-Smith, Bookham Woodbin, and India Moore, combined with the film's Thelma and Louise-esque premise and extremely relevant themes about police violence. Oh, fuck you, and black drama. Queen and Slim could end up making a real splash when it debuts over Thanksgiving.
God, why did they use that phrase? Splash.
I that.
So annoying.
They were
Flash.
Thelma and Louise-esque premise. That's all you had to say. Thelma and Louise. That's pretty much what it reminds me of. Could end up making a real splash when it debuts over the Thanksgiving frame. It also quite literally looks different from other upcoming movies.
Are you laughing at the
shit.
chat, Mad Squirrel?
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
Mads. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, she
oh,
gets an
fucking
award.
A, I couldn't hold it in. I was
Oh,
so mad. Oh, I did not see that one coming at all.
Oh, Madison said earlier that you were buffering a lot. And so like PB's like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh no. And then like she comes back with, oops, it's just his reading. Oh, that's so sad.
Evil. Evil.
Okay. All right, sorry.
Sorry.
Number 4. When Spencer vanishes into the world,
He's crying now.
friends follow him.
I'm fucking you're a liar.
2017 Jumanji's Welcome to the Jungle was a surprise smash hit crowd pleaser. I'm really looking forward to this. That was my own
I
introduction.
see the next picture.
I do too.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. So it's fair to say expectations are higher for Jumanji Next Level. Fortunately, the sequel's got a few tricks up its sleeve, like having Danny DeVito play Dwayne Johnson in the Jumanji game to help it mix things up and try to match its predecessor's smooth blend of humor, heart, and innovative motherfucker
Inventiveness.
The film, like its predecessor, will have to battle both a Star Wars movie and a much discussed musical at the box office. Yeah, Jumanji's not going to have much competition. But if all goes to plan, it'll leave audience eager and ready to enjoy Jumanji, the final boss, or whatever it's called next. Number 3, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Why are they having a porno coming to theaters? Oh no, wait, that's just the name of this movie.
The Skywalker saga draws to a close as Rey, Finn, and Poe Dameron fight back against Kylo Ren and the forces of the First Order. J.J. Abrams' The Rise of Skywalker is more than just the conclusion of the Star Wars sequel trilogy he helped kick off 4 years ago, though frankly, that would be enough on its own. No. It's also the final chapter in the story of the Skywalker clan, and needs to leave audiences clamoring for more than the galaxy far, far away returns 3 years from now for its first ever post Skywalker narrative. Fortunately, the movie is already on its way to satisfying all three of these challenges and keeping
Nope.
fans busy as ever with speculation. In the meantime, especially where it concerns Palpatine's unexpected return from the grave.
What if
He
he
never had
doesn't
a grave.
return from the grave?
Wait. Yeah,
What if he
right.
doesn't? What if he doesn't? Everyone's like, "Ooh, he's going to return from the grave." What if it's a recording?
Will Gentry, incident shot the Skywalker saga draws to a close with no damn Skywalkers in it. Maybe.
Oh.
Dun, dun,
And of
dun.
course, the movie that's going to be more anticipated than the
Being
movie.
called out for bear racing. It had to be. Had to be a
Remember,
black. Killed that
Purple Mad
motherfucker.
Stew.
members of the Jealousy Cat tribe tried to decide one night which of them will ascend to the heaven's side lair and come back to a new life. Okay? Anyone who thought Tom Hooper's adaptation of the Les Miserables
Blah, blah.
musical was a bit particular is in for a shock when they see what he comes up with next. Cats, of course, is based on Andrew Lloyd Webber's whimsical, weird Broadway smash hit, and big screen version is already confounding people with its use of digital fur technology and giant sets to turn actors like Taylor Swift and Idris Elba, Jennifer Hudson, and more into strangely humanoid yet sort of realistic sized felines. Between all that and the film's actual story, a Christ allegory, Cats is guaranteed to keep people talking for good or bad when it arrives. What the fuck? Number one is Little Women? What?
Midgets.
Who?
Well, probably some soy boy wrote the article. Though,
No. Hold on. The movies are listed in their theatrical release.
Okay.
Yes, but he's focusing a lot on female directors and female.
Of course he
leads.
is. That's
So
true.
Little Woman is it about is a movie about
Screen
midgets,
rant.
right?
No,
It better be.
actually, Little Woman was this is
Little
a
Women?
reboot because
I like their baskets. I bet there's a lot of cool food in there.
sister Joe, Meg, Amy, and Beth March come of age and strive to live life on their own terms in post-Civil War 1860s New England. Oh, this is gonna be a big ass fucking statement. Greta Gerwig's sophomore feature reunites the actor filmmaker with her Lady Bird stars Saoirse Ronan and to
Don't know. Where is it?
to meet them.
Pretty sure it's
Saoirse
just
Ronan?
no. The second one. I'm pretty sure it's just Timothy.
Why is it spelled like
Because it's
Timothy.
fucking French or something.
No, you gotta say it in the accent. Timothy.
for another coming of age story? This time, of course, in a 19th century setting.
Yeah, Will said that's French
Louisa.
spelling.
Louisa May Alcott. What's that?
Saoirse Ronan.
Shusha Ronan. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. Louisa May Alcott's classic novel has already been adapted for the big screen many times.
Whoa. That first name that you were correcting him about is Saoirse.
Yeah.
Sao Rise is Saoirse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm from Arkansas.
And
No,
this name is
I swear that's how it pronounces her name.
it's Welsh, I believe.
Oh, well, if it's Welsh, then I totally understand, because then you just mash a bunch of fucking sound together and it is apparently words.
Yeah.
You're
Not
like,
unlike
how angry
Sod
that
when he
makes
reads.
Fucking well, like I can understand a whole lot of Irish. I can understand a whole lot of Scottish. I can't fucking understand Welsh. Not at all.
Does anyone?
I mean, the Welsh do. Like, they can understand each other, but ain't nobody else in the fucking UK can understand them.
Yeah, I feel bad for people who live in the UK. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a Welsh city. Okay, time to. Well,
Turn around
we're
and
just
go
gonna
home.
have to turn around and go home. I can't punch it in Google Maps.
How you spell that? Ah, fuck it down, man. I've heard 50
Are there
people
two
say it.
Ks
I
or
got no
7
clue how to
Ks?
spell it. Right? It's worse than trying to speak some turban
Yeah.
language.
Oh god, disclaimer.
Yeah.
Gerwig's Little Woman has the makings of a meaningful and maybe even Oscar contending addition to that larger tradition between its great cast, beautiful costumes, and picturesque cinematography. And if all that wasn't enough, it even reunites Laura Dern and Meryl Streep hot off their run together on Big Little Lies.
We can skip the honorable mentions because they don't give a shit, do they? Just start lifting them off.
And you know what's funny? The honorable mentions are movies I'm actually looking forward to, like
Like
1917,
yeah, that's
One
interesting.
Bridges, Maleficent,
Maleficent
and
2, you mean?
huh?
Isn't it Maleficent 2?
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh, it
Maleficent.
just has a subtitle.
Yeah, the Mistress of Evil
Mistress of Evil.
and Hotness. I would watch.
1917 is being an honorable mention. Wow.
Wait, 1917, what?
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's only an honorable mention?
Yeah, that says a lot about
Sucks.
the article writer,
What-
doesn't it?
Man,
And isn't that wait, who's doing that? Who's
Sam,
making the movie?
It's at the bottom. You need to scroll down a bit.
No, I see it.
oh, there's a
who's
bunch of people in that film.
yeah, who's
Cumberbatch
producing
is
it
in
or
that.
whatever?
Sam Mendes, Richard Madden, Colin Firth. It's for the director who did Skyfall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam Mendes.
and I don't know why, but I know why it's shot in New York. But I'm looking forward to 21 Bridges.
You're the only one.
No, there's a lot of people actually looking forward to that movie.
With Black Panther himself, your favorite, Chadwick Boseman.
No, actually, when I saw him in the trailer for it, I was like,
He's
This
like, he doesn't have an African accent. What the hell?
no, I said, why couldn't he act like this in Black Panther?
Because then the movie wouldn't have been virtue signaling properly. Like, I'm surprised they didn't have him ride fucking cheetahs.
Jesus.
That would have been fucking hilarious. I would have
Or at
seen
least
that
the children. You got to train them early.
Yeah, like, dude, 21 Bridges looked awesome, and I like the like style that they're going for, and I like the fact that he's like basically like he just takes out people. He's like the guy you call when fucking cops are murdered and they want justice and they want to do it outside the law. The law, fucking Chadwick Boseman, he's the man. Puts on his fucking Black Panther suit and goes to town.
My God, man.
Wait, did Will Gentry answer my inquiry as to how that word sounds? Because I guarantee you, it don't sound like how any of us think it sounds.
Hey, well,
It's
how
like,
do you pronounce that?
that's
Yeah, how do you pronounce
how
that
they say
thing
that
about the
word. I
microwave?
guarantee you. Yeah, that microwave word. The one that probably should
Pointy-
sound
pointy
like
ping.
pointy ping. Probably sounds like.
Oh, fuck.
Oh dear.
Or oh, Will says basically yeah.
Called it.
Yeah, that was interesting because like they listed maybe like one or two movies I care about, and the rest of them I'm like,
Dude, I want to see the dumpster fire with the lightsabers. They owe me a fucking movie.
I haven't
So-
seen the trailer to 21 Bridges.
Me
I-
either.
I haven't seen that trailer.
Bring it up, Zod. Make it tiny screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just curious what it.
Well, I mean, we didn't get dinged for the ones that we watched yesterday, and they were like, we went full screen for what, 3 seconds, and then we
Yep.
all thought about it, and we were like, oh well, just make it big in the small screen.
Will says that 21 Bridges is the kind of film that you would enjoy in the cinema, but you'd never feel the urge to watch it again.
Can I get another example of a film like that?
Oh man, Titanic.
I disagree. I saw it several times.
Dude, I didn't even finish watching it. I don't give a shit.
I have the album.
It's gonna be a forgettable movie. Oh, it's gonna be a forgettable movie. He says the trailer looks okay, but it's one of those. Yeah, I get what he's saying. Like like you watch a trailer, you forget all of it. You go into the theater, you watch this movie, and you're like, I don't know what I just watched. Kind of like.
Wait, what was the
Jedi.
21 Bridges about?
It's
21
about-
bridges, the Zap Bridge, and then there's that other bridge.
Oh God.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but where are they
about,
located?
New York cops that
All over.
get gunned down by these
Don't
guys.
care. I've seen a story about New York cops. Like every other fucking time I see a movie.
He taught you to follow your conscience in an often cruel world.
Okay.
I like the soundtrack.
With H Brothers.
Hayes, why were they here? They responded to a robbery. Shot fired! Shot fired! Officer down! Automatic weapons, 2 shooters. They have training.
How old were you when your father's captain came? I asked for you for a reason.
I will find out. We just killed him.
That guy's supposed to be up in an office yelling about Spider-Man.
Guys, in the next 24 hours, they vanish.
Wait, what year is it supposed to be?
How
How old was that fucking car?
3 rivers, close them. 4 tunnels, block them. Stop every train and loop the subways. Then we flood the island with blue.
Mask on, Scarlet. Get mask on. This makes sense. The bid was for 30 keys. We walked into 300.
Oh, so you only like Chadwick Boseman when he doesn't have an African accent.
By morning. Dead policeman is one thing, but the stock market losing billions of dollars is quite another.
This whole thing is filthy. You know how mean you gotta be to move 300 kilos of cocaine? Oh my God.
What is going on here?
I just need the truth, that's all.
They told me you were fearless. The guy who kills cop killers. Sees his dad.
Still runs like a Black Panther.
Jesus.
Nobody approach him. He's mine.
Still jumps like a Black Panther.
Police, out of the way. Move.
They're not gonna escape this island. You're the only cop tonight who speaks first and shoots second.
Oh,
Not happy.
I'm out.
Represent. You gotta represent.
Only one black cop doesn't fucking shoot first.
Man, whatever. Yeah.
I was
this is
like
forgettable.
on board up until then.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen
even
this
know-
story already. Like,
I don't
oh,
remember the
God.
trailer.
Not anymore.
I'm still gonna go see it.
Of course you.
You go see. You're part of the problem.
I'm from
You and
New
Terrence.
York.
You
I
well,
recognize
okay.
this is a shot.
You're right. You aren't quite as bad as Terrence because you see the majority of your films for free, which is actually a service to other people out there because you can see it for free because you work at the theater and then tell other people whether or not it is worth their time. Whereas Terrence goes, "Oh yeah, this movie, it's going to be absolute terrible fucking garbage. I need to go see it." And then he pays 20 fucking dollars to go to the fucking IMAX.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, if I could see IMAX for free, definitely that strikes me as the movie, like with all the sounds and shooting and shit. It's gonna have that would probably be amazing.
No, it's
I
not,
have
dude.
to
There's
travel
no.
for the
Oh,
IMAX.
don't listen to him, people in the chat. Like, did you see a bunch of shooting and a bunch of explosions and shit like that in the trailer? Because I ain't
Yeah,
seen nothing like
fucking
that.
walked over and took a lighter and threw it in the car, and the car exploded. They fucking shot
One
people in the
thing.
first 5 minutes of the trailer.
One thing. And they're gonna flood all of Manhattan. They're gonna get everybody out and flood all of Manhattan with all the cops in New York. That's the plan.
Well, me and my mom were talking about this, and you gotta dispense some belief here because that shit
No
would
fucking shit. You like gotta suspend a lot more disbelief than you do for a fucking movie where it's like, hey, we're having this giant fucking green guy fight with us. He's also one of the smartest people on the entire planet. This
I don't
other
know.
guy, he flies around in a metal suit. This other guy, he drank the juice of a flower and he can run and jump like a panther.
As Mama Bear said, I saw Chadwick Boseman in tight pants. I'm sold. Well, that's good to know.
Oh, well.
You know, I'm glad.
Oh, Stig left.
Oh.
Yeah.
He might be back, though.
Yeah. Just kills.
Okay.
But
Didn't I mean I don't want to talk about this
oh, okay.
ridiculous Chadwick Boseman and what'd she say he was wearing?
Tight pants.
Oh, tight pants, not
Yeah.
tights.
I
mean that's what he's wearing when he's wearing his as Shiri puts it, sneakers.
Sneakers.
I do like that. I thought it was hilarious. I do like a solid corny line.
Never mind. Not gonna
Dude,
do it.
that is a I mean, it doesn't hold up later in the movie because there is a scene later where he runs up in the I don't know, wherever that area is where they're keeping that fancy ass car where you can drive and not be in the car or whatever. I don't know what the hell you call that. The virtual driver car, I guess. Whatever. He runs up the column in the center and you hear him running and he's wearing the sneakers and you're not supposed to be able to hear anything. Like somebody put the sound in and they weren't supposed to, which is extra funny because you know for a fact that they added the sound of him running because it's a movie.
The crunchy noises that are, like when you hear somebody walking and you know that's not how their shoes sound. Yeah.
Yep.
I saw
Or you see
poorly edited
yeah.
one time where it sounded like high heels on sneakers.
Oh God.
It was so bad. I was like, oh my.
Clickety clack, like I thought you were wearing your fucking Jordans. What the hell?
Yeah, it was that great. I was like, this is top notch editing.
So, Squirrel, before we get ready to wrap this up, we have one more article, and
your article we were saving for you, which apparently, took forever to get through these fucking movies, and then we didn't realize we made you go through your entire bag of nuts from yesterday while you were waiting in the back.
Dare I ask?
Hopefully they were premium nuts.
They were imported.
Ooh, fancy.
They were imported from a 10,000-year-old ancient one.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly. So what is this article of doom?
I thought you were the one that sent it to him.
Oh.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember which. Hold on.
Unpaid and undervalued 10 women claim.
Oh
yeah, boy.
Oh my God. These people. Oh my god.
Excellent.
I ran across this and I was like, okay, so let me pull it up here. And
Are you
Yes,
sure you
you can
didn't
read
scurry
because
across it?
I'm sorry,
Are you sure you didn't scurry across it?
I might have. Oh my! No, I'm kidding. Let's see. There it is. Okay. All right. Can you see my screen? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is from the Guardian. It says underpaid and undervalued 10 women claim systematic discrimination at Disney.
Oh, she's gonna read it. We're gonna be able to understand all the words.
Oh shit! Now watch, I'm gonna fuck shit up. Exclusive. More women join. Pay inequality case expanding allegations to ABC Television and Walt Disney Pictures. Oh yeah, this is pretty gold. Anyway, 10 women have now accused the Walt Disney Company of gender discrimination as part of a major class action pay gap case that has expanded to include ABC Television and Disney's film studio. The wage inequality lawsuit against one of the world's largest media and entertainment corporations alleges that divisions across Disney systematically mistreat women by giving them lower salaries than male colleagues doing equivalent work and by denying them promotions. Four more women have come forward in a new complaint filed on Wednesday in Los Angeles, which provided detailed claims about their struggles to get paid the same as men. Their claims of unlawful discrimination are against Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, Disney's music label, ABC Television's music department, and the company's finance department. 6 of the 10 named plaintiffs are women of color. Being,
That
that's
means they're
interesting.
woke.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be very interesting. Being, quote, being unpaid and undervalued year after year has a very real cumulative effect financially, said Nancy Dolan, one of the new plaintiffs, in a statement to The Guardian, which first reported
Dolan.
Dolan.
Interesting. I only know one other person with the name Dolan, and it's the guy that owns the Knicks.
Nancy? No. One of the new plaintiffs, in a statement to The Guardian, which first reported on the new complaint, it's also demoralizing and emotionally draining. It's time for Disney to join the dozens of California companies who have pledged to pay their women workers fairly. Sorry. The class action case, which seeks to represent all women employed full time by Disney in California since April of 2015, is escalating at a time in which there is intense scrutiny of pay gaps in Silicon Valley, California, the media industry, and other sectors. An earlier filing in July included accusations against Disney Music Publishing, a recording arm of the company, a business division responsible for ESPN and Hulu streaming services, Walt Disney Imagineering, a division that does projects for the company's theme parks, resorts, cruises, and venues, and the Hollywood Records label, which has signed singers such as Demi Lovato, Zendaya, and Miley Cyrus. Did I say Zendaya right? Zendaya?
Yeah, Zendaya.
I thought you did.
Okay, in my brain it didn't sound right. Anyway, maybe it's just her name. Anyway, there's trepidation about coming forward, but all of them felt like they had no other option. Lori Andrus, an attorney for the women, said in an interview on Wednesday, excuse me, Disney did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the new complaint and plaintiffs. The company previously said the lawsuit was without merit and the corporation had robust pay equity practices and policies. Okay. Dolan has worked for Disney's film studio for 18 years and has been a senior manager of creative music marketing since 2015. Her supervisor has repeatedly told her her job responsibilities were the same as someone several steps above her current title and that a promotion was long overdue, the suit said. Her performance review in 2016 says she was operating easily at a director level, if not higher. In 2018, the review said that she was working at vice president level and was an unparalleled expert in her field. Disney HR, however, has refused to promote her, the suit said, despite one review that stated her contribution to Beauty and the Beast alone resulted in the most substantial music marketing campaign in recent years and yielded global success. I have an opinion about this. I think they were like telling her a lot of stuff because it's that whole like, oh, let's tell you all this great stuff about how wonderful you are because equality and prosperity and we're all equal, and now it's backfiring on them. if she isn't to those standards, they never should have said that, or they should have promoted her. So, haha, suck it, Disney. Anyway, I'm just saying they deserve this shit. At one point, HR allegedly told her she could be promoted from manager to director because she would be skipping a level, but then I'm sorry, I'm like stuttering now. Subsequently, promoted two of her male counterparts in that exact manner. When she asked, see, when she asked about this, Disney told her that one of the men was promoted because he was more of a retention risk, and since he was younger, the suit said. Oh my, ageism. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh. Oh
You know,
my. Oh
putting
my.
women in control.
Oh. One supervisor also directly acknowledged that Dolan was doing the work of an executive vice president for a fraction of the cost, according to the complaint.
What a dick.
Yeah. You're like, oh look, this is what this one supervisor said, but they didn't do shit. Annabelle Paraja Sin? Sure. Another new plaintiff worked as a senior designer for Hollywood Records from 2006 to 2017. She was doing equivalent work to a male colleague, but he was classified as an art director and she made significantly less money as a result, the suit said. Sin told The Guardian in an email that if the company took the issue seriously, it could have widespread implications. Disney has such influence in our country and in the world. If Disney leads the way of gender equity, all women in the workforce will be better off. A third, I'm sorry, I'm trying to go through this as quickly as I can. A third new plaintiff is Dawn Weisner Johnson. She worked for Disney's ABC television music branch until 2017. ABC is home to Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, and other major hit TV shows.
I love
Weisner
Grey's Anatomy.
yeah. Weisner Johnson was classified as a manager while doing director level work and was also denied a raise, the suit said. Kathy Lai, the fourth person to join the lawsuit this week, worked as an analyst in the finance marketing department from March 2017 to March 2018, so a year. She routinely worked 55 to 60 hours a week and received positive performance feedback, but made less than the men doing the same work and was given a much lower raise than her male counterpart without valid reason, the suit said. Andrus said it was difficult for some of the women to directly see the company valuing men over them without justification. Sometimes the men are younger, sometimes the men are not as good performers, sometimes they are not as experienced, and they are just being promoted because of their potential. For the women, it was an entirely different experience, the lawyer said. They're getting great performance reviews and being told to wait a year while they are watching male colleagues skip steps and move up more quickly. Andros? Sure, Andros. Fuck it. Whose firm had a history of equal pay cases against major corporations, said it was a red flag that a majority of the plaintiffs were women of color. The case does not allege racial discrimination, though research has repeatedly shown that women of color suffer a worse pay gap than white women. The attorney added that it was not easy to come forward. All of them love Disney. They love the work they do, the people they work with. But no, they don't, because they wouldn't be here bitching. Sorry. That's just an
That's not how that works.
Fucking Dan just got promoted, and they're like, fuck Disney.
Yeah.
We love the company and the work we do. What?
They're like, what the fuck are they doing then? But going public in court was the only step they had left after reaching dead end. Internally, she said, they've tried everything. So that's the end of that article.
They've tried everything. They've exhausted all of their human resources. Yeah, I heard. I just watched. We recorded the Emmys so that we could skip all of the bullshit. And by bullshit, I mean like the people walking up there, because I love to hear all the ridiculous things they say once they've received their golden anal probe. I don't know what they use them for. Anyway, one of the people that received the award got up there and was talking about this ridiculous gap, and I heard the number 52 cents, and they're like, yeah, when you compare women of color to white men. And I was like, who is making this comparison? Like, who took the time to crunch whatever numbers they're grabbing? Because obviously they're not going, hey, you do this job. You're an accountant
Mhm.
at this firm. So you do this exact job, not you're an actor, so you have a part in this role or something like that, because those can be maybe not exactly the same, but they're similar. But if we're talking about an accountant, you get paid like a salary, maybe even you get paid by the hour. You're doing the exact same thing. You crunch the numbers, you're exclusively there because of your brain. They need you to be a human calculator. You should be making the exact same amount of money depending on your personal experience and your ability to negotiate.
Right.
Like, you have to take those factors into it. If the lady sitting there is a better negotiator than fucking Bob, then Bob's a fucking idiot. And fucking Jill is going to get paid more.
Damn you, Bob. You son of a
Fucking
bitch.
Bob. Always
But if
ruining
fucking
shit.
Bob is a better negotiator, he's gonna get paid more. And Jill goes, "Oh well, I've been working here. I waited my year. Okay, well, did you go in there and say, well, if you don't promote me, I'm gonna go get a job at the other firm? Because that's probably what Bob said." Bob was like, "Well, I ain't got time to just sit around here and continue doing the same job for the entire fucking year. So you can either promote me or I'm going to go someplace else where I'm going to get that promotion." And then they promote you. Like, you got to take the individual into account. But even then, I guarantee the numbers that they're pulling from aren't exact numbers. They're saying, "Oh, you're a woman of color who is a second grade teacher. We're going to compare you to, I don't know, the CEO of Disney because he's a white guy."
Shit.
Oh, it says Walt Disney Company, right? Oh shit, my bad.
Oh
Jesus.
shit. So yeah.
Like, yeah, hilarious. I heard that number. I was like, 52 cents. I was like, it fucking went down. My wife was like, no, that she said women of color. I was like, who the fuck is grabbing that number? That doesn't exist.
Mhm.
We found another mythical number, guys.
Jesus.
Let's write an article. Go all the way down to the bottom of this article. Does it say how many times this web page has been viewed?
Um, the scrolly scroll.
Or does this page not do that?
I don't. Let me check the top.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, this one, 150. And it was posted. It was posted on last Wednesday. So only 150 shares since then.
Because it's
Interesting.
bullshit.
Yeah, people don't share around fake news.
Well, it's interesting because it doesn't.
It is very interesting. I agree.
Because before, they're talking about how like pro women they are and all this stuff, and Disney, we all know that like there's been some agreements made, especially with Disney having so much influence. So
Right.
this type of news doesn't really fly around too much because I only found
My
this on a couple
favorite,
websites at the time.
right. My favorite part is when she, being as high up as she was, what the fuck is her name? The one that was doing the promoting of the other two men?
Um,
Oh, that was epic. Oh, we promoted a lady, and then once she was in that spot
Ah,
of power, she started promoting men.
yeah, I think it might be Nancy. Yeah, it was Nancy
Yes,
Dolan.
Nancy.
Nancy. At
Nancy
one point,
fucking Dolan.
I think it's this part. I think this is where she. Yeah, I think this is it. At one point, HR allegedly told her she could not be promoted from manager to director because she would be skipping a level, but then subsequently promoted two of her male counterparts in the exact same manner. When she asked about this, Disney told her that one of the men was promoted because he was more of a retention risk since he was younger.
Exactly what I said.
Ageism.
hey, I'm gonna go to the other company where I'm gonna get the promotion unless you promote me. And she went, oh, I gotta keep that guy around. He's good looking.
Man,
Did she objectify him? We don't know what any of these people look like.
he was a young stallion.
Exactly. He's a young stallion. You gotta keep him and his beautiful mane around. Don't want him out there studding on all these other businesses. Hilarious. That was a
God.
spectacular article.
I thought
That
that was
was-
really interesting though, because I was like, huh, I haven't heard a whole lot about this. Interesting.
Because
No,
Disney
and
doesn't want you to know.
I find it funny that that was from last Wednesday, so like 8 days ago, or yesterday.
It was last week, the 18th, last Wednesday.
Okay,
It was posted.
right. So that's from a week ago, and
Mhm.
I hadn't heard anything about this woman of color pay gap allegedly existing until watching the fucking Emmys, and then you send the article, and then here we are talking about it. I was like, well, what are the odds of that?
Yeah,
Because we just watched that tonight, and then my wife was bitching about it. She's like, you got to watch all this stupid shit. I was like, the stupid shit is the best shit because you never know what these alleged woke motherfuckers are going to say up there. They say some ridiculous shit.
Oh. Man, that sucks. The Senate's account got suspended. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what he did. Like, he must have done some
Oh,
rabble
jeez.
rousing.
He's been
Because
poking
he made a
bears.
poll. He said, Cybernetic Husky said, hey, of the people you had yet to arrive yet, so you were not involved in it, unfortunately. Well, maybe you were. Maybe you were in the fucking back. I don't know. Shit. Anyway, he said, we should make a poll and ask the people who are watching or the people on Twitter who their favorite is on the panel. And there was 5 of us. It was the 3 of us and then Stevie and Stig. And then I went to Twitter and I saw that it was I don't know who retweeted it. I think Stevie had retweeted it at that point.
Mhm.
And it wasn't letting me retweet it. Like I hit like on it. And then when I went to retweet, it was like, hey, it wouldn't go. I thought there was something janky with my fucking damn internet again. And I was like, okay, well, this is weird. I'm like on the live stream. Why can't I retweet this? So yeah, it must have been that. Anyways,
Oh.
Zod didn't even make the list.
I said, yep, sounds like the Senate.
Last time I checked, me and Stig were neck and neck. But when I first
Ooh.
went on it, we were. I was leading. So
You voted
I
for
f-
yourself, didn't you?
yeah, because my ego's that high, man.
Oh my gosh, you have a Chris Knight ego.
Not
Oh,
like his
Jesus.
ego. I just have the drummer's ego, you know.
My
It
nemesis.
exists.
What do you mean a drummer's ego? Nobody talks about Ringo Starr's ego.
I'm talking more about like
Talking
that,
about John
like a
Bonham.
large. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, nobody talks about Canadian ego. Ain't nobody saying, oh, Neil Peart has a giant fucking ego.
I'm talking more like the metal drummers, like freaking Lars, Tommy Lee.
Oh, I knew you were going to say
There's a lot
Lars,
of other
that son
ones.
of a bitch.
Yeah. I'm talking about the drummers that have the big egos out there.
Right.
Oh, I got to find, I don't know if I got to look on my keyboard, see if I can find some fire. I don't know where I keep it on this old fucking device. Everybody put some fire in the chat for Senate.
Yep. He will return. He will rise up again.
He will rise again, unlike Zod.
I always come back.
Because only Clark Kent rises again.
That is a myth. Fuck.
Fucking Zod voice.
I will bury him and then become the only true Krypton.
Hey, there's the fire.
Tommy!
Fire!
Do not speak nonsense.
Yep, I'm calling the
Yeah,
cops.
Zod's.
I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, we went down a little road there.
So,
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm pretty sure that's all we got, right, Zod?
Yeah, I mean, my God, we went past 3 hours and people
Dude,
go,
it was
the
not a
stream's
fast
short."
3. What do you mean fast 3 hours? The first fucking article took a fucking hour.
Good
it was just
God.
the first article was just a Lego shilling from me.
That's true.
And then it became a Transformer shilling near the end.
These are quality toys though, so
Yeah.
yeah, facts. Also, just like the DC Network, which brings quality programming, and if you get DC Universe
motherfucker.
you can
No,
pay
$7.49.
for
It's just gonna sound all jumbled. This is terrible for the audience. We're gonna get people dropping off.
get the DC streaming service. Son of a bitch. Let's go online. Start wrapping shit up. Let's start with the most political on the panel here. Cybernetic Husky. Tell us about your future political videos you have coming out.
Yes, tell us about all the political videos. I'm excited to hear about your future endeavors into all of your deep dives into politics.
Yeah. Fucking. This is not the worst thing I've been teased about, and I'm not mentioning what it is. But anyways, come to my channel for bullshit in video games. I got a Gears video coming out Friday.
Nice.
Yes.
And
Gears
of
5.
course, we have the mistress of mayhem and the thrower of nuts, Mad Squirrel. Go ahead and tell us about your great content and nutty talks.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a sit down tomorrow with a certain panelist, PB.
Ooh.
We're gonna sit down tomorrow and have a chat between two nuts. And I've been posting my interviews up the last couple weeks. I've been trying to schedule people in between life, so you know how it goes. And hopefully I'll have other people on like Cyber and Lee and scheduling and moving everybody in, so we can sit down and I'll have just like one-on-one chats. Anyway, also
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. But
I have no idea what I'm going to talk about.
on Sunday, I'm actually going to be on Sean Stackhouse's stream about the internet toxicity, and I think that's around 5 Central Standard Time on Sean's channel. And what else? You can find me on Twitter at SGTMadSquirrel. There you go. That's it.
Yeah, awesome. And the curator, the commander, and the person who keeps this villain in line because I go off the rails whilst he's not here. The man, the true Jedi. Pop Culture PB. Tell them about your channel and all the great stuff you got coming up.
Wow, you called me a true Jedi instead of a bigoted Jedi or a racist Jedi. That's
because you got the true Jedi and the Lego Star Wars, man.
Good night to Generation Productions.
Good night,
See you later, Jenna P. Yeah, I am PB. You can find me at Pop Culture PB on YouTube and on Twitter. And I do videos talking about Marvel and Star Wars and High Council highlights. The one I posted yesterday, I think that Mad Squirrel, I don't know if she didn't see it already, she'll be interested in. It's a sneak peek of Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly, which is the follow-up to Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Because when they were on the High Council, he apparently he's got at least one page of it colored from gosh, I can never remember the name of his colorist. Damn it. But yeah.
Oh, I forgot. He's a nice guy. I forgot his name. I get a cookie for that. Never mind.
Kyle Ritter.
Thank you. God bless.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Colorist Kyle Ritter. So yeah, I dropped a link in the chat if you want to check out that sneak peek. It's very short. It only shows one page, and it's just a little bit of scenery from Wrecked Planet. And then tomorrow, I think I'm going to be on This Week in Bullshit on Proper Jeremy's channel, and then doing my interview with Mad Squirrel, and then be back here in the Fandom Zone for Bless You Late Night Talks.
Great segue. Doesn't drop the ball. This is why this shit works out. And of course, you've been here in the fandom zone.
Oh, mother of God.
And I've got a big announcement. I will be having RK Outpost here. Fresh off of that interview with Jeremy and the detractor of the haters, or not. It was more of the killing of people with words.
Was more of the searing of beef.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna talk with RK about his channel and all sorts of stuff. I'm not gonna tell you guys the topics. You're just gonna have to tune in, but it's gonna be definitely intriguing as my interviews are. And on Sunday, it's the return of Watch More Anime with the landmark anime Bleach. We will be talking about Bleach and its impact and
On your whites and how it will keep them whiter than white.
Exactly. And also too, there might be an interruption brought to you in part by the villain Zod. There might be a villain stream talking about, you know, some PC stuff that we need to stop. Brought to you in part by General Zod, the dictator, future ruler of this planet. So also I got a couple of reviews coming, putting the final touches on them. I'm using pictures and shit. It's hard. I'll be doing my reviews on 3 from Hell, Devil's Rejects, the first season of Justified, the first season of American Gods, and then I will be dropping the second season of American Gods. So definitely look forward to all of that. And I will be coming out very shortly with the Joker review, but spoilers. So that'll be dropping a little bit after the movie premieres. And fuck everyone who's just coming out with their Joker review. I beat you. Ha! Except for Jeremy Johns. I love you, Jeremy. And if you're watching this,
Jesus Christ.
come on my channel. It would make my whole entire year.
I mean, yeah, I have mine. I'll talk to the guy. He's another human. I believe that he's more of a human than Terrence.
But as always, remember the only rule here in the fandom zone: kneel before Zod.
Dude, we
Can't
ain't
kneel.
doing
I
that.
can only sit. There, I got it
He's-
before he cut it off this time.
He's a good